Howdy, howdy, fellow movie watchers, and welcome back for another edition of the Wisco Movie Watchers Podcast, brought to you by PTE Creative. As always, we're your hosts, Devin and Dylan Davies. We are going back into our top 100 series. Dylan, what numbers we covering today?
We got 20 through 11 today.
20 through 11. We're getting damn close to the end here.
Yep.
And it's also hilarious because y'all are seeing this in September, I think is what I have on the calendar. And we are recording this the second day of April. Which, by the way, I just want to say this. Wisconsin, we got our shit together yesterday. Well fucking done. Well fucking done, state of Wisconsin. Told Elon Musk to go fuck him.
Oh, the election.
Yeah.
I was like,
Told Elon Musk to go fuck himself, and I love it. I even was happy about something my mother-in-law sent me for a humorous text, which was just a Cybertruck getting crushed by a cheesehead, and I was like, you know what? That's top tier content for me right now. I'll take it. But that's 5 months in the past for the people who are listening to this right now, so let's have some funsies. You want to take 20? You want me to take 20?
I'll go first, because it's a movie I talk about all the time.
Alrighty, go for it.
So we got Zodiac, 2007.
It finally makes its appearance!
Yep. Yeah, this is one that it always hovers around like the 11 through 20-ish spot.
Sure.
Whenever I do a list. I mean, it's just like one of the best crime movies of all time, to me, at least. And it's so underrated.
I think it's criminally underrated. I think when you talk about great crime movies, it gets the paranoia of crime over more than anything. Because it's not a traditional serial killer movie.
Oh, definitely not. I mean, it doesn't even... I mean, it hints at a suspect, but it doesn't actually, like, solve anything.
Right. It doesn't...
It has to because it's an unsolved crime, but...
Right. I mean, it's one of the greatest unsolved crimes in history. So you have this huge state of everyone in San Francisco being in complete fear for life, and everyone working on that case also feeling the pressure of what's happening. And that's told through the movie so well that it's impeccable the way they handle that.
Yeah. It's a lot like The Social Network, another Fincher movie where that movie's, like, technically about Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook, but it's not a movie about Facebook.
Yeah.
Like, Zodiac is not a movie about the Zodiac killings. It's a lot more of, like, a character study of Robert Graysmith, who's Jake Gyllenhaal in the movie.
Yeah.
It's like, it's all about his obsession and how far he gets into it.
Yeah.
And how it just, like, can destroy his life. Because it's literally tearing apart his marriage and his family life.
It's a wild-ass movie. It was a great pickup from the library as an 18-year-old, where I just went, I don't know, this looks cool. And I solely picked it up because Robert Downey Jr. was in it, and it was right at the height.
Okay.
It was the height of Iron Man in early MCU. When the only thing... It was before Captain America and Thor even came out, so the only thing good in the MCU was Iron Man. And I was like, oh, I want to know. I've heard Robert Downey Jr.'s been an actor for decades, but I haven't really seen anything he's in. This looks interesting. I was like, this movie's fucking wild. Love this movie.
Yeah. I think it's starting to finally get, like, pretty well appreciated now. It feels like it's, like, kind of forming into that cult classic. It's almost been 20 years, so... But I see it on streaming all the time, and it does seem to be a popular movie on streaming, so... That makes me happy.
Oh, yeah. Zodiac's a great movie. David Fincher, it's done. It's done. It's so wild that that's one of his lesser movies. And Zodiac's such a good movie, and it's a lesser movie for him.
Yeah, that's true. It's not to me. That's my favorite Fincher movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, most people would say it is.
Wild. I love how we're not going to talk about Zodiac that much more because we've done so much discussion on Zodiac because of your love for it and my love for it. But I'll take you to my 20, which, by the way, we should have said this in the preamble. It's been a while since we recorded these shows. If you want to see the rest of the lists, I'll try to put some graphics up in the show, but just go watch the shows. At this point, to put this many graphics in is difficult, so just, help a brother out. And go check everything out, because it's been a monthly installment here as a part of the project. So, my 20, you'll probably be surprised at it being so low. 2003 is The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King.
That is very surprising.
So I'll give you my written piece, and then we'll go into it a little bit. The true goat, certainly could make that argument, but without question, it's the greatest book adaptation of all time. Yeah, you fucking heard me. I said it and I meant it. Sincere journey of friendship and bravery told with one of the best teams ever assembled. All the praise this movie has received is more than deserved, and frankly, it won't ever be enough. The Charge of the Rohirrim will never cease to give goosebumps. It's a masterpiece among masterpieces. It's when I look at Return of the King, I just go, I don't think a movie can be made better than. There's very few movies that I go, yeah, I think you reached that level. To me, that's like watching. I look at that as it's like the '85 Bears. It's like you can't beat that team. The team's just so fucking good.
Yeah, I am surprised it is in 20th. I was expecting it to be in top 5, honestly.
So the reason it's at 20 is one, as much as I adore Lord of the Rings, it's not even spoilers. You might see another Lord of the Rings movie a little bit
Mhm.
further down in further down in this list. It's Return of the King is truly so dense, and to enjoy it, you really have to give it this giant amount of time that frankly, as much as I want to, I can't always give that amount of time just due to life, not due to me going,
Mhm.
I don't want to watch Return of the King. It's always based on, "Oh, I'd really like to watch Lord of the Rings, but I have 2 hours. Well, I'm not just going to skip through a bunch of stuff because that's bullshit. I used to do that as a kid because I just wanted to watch it all the time. But there's a lot of movies ahead of it that have become just such a part of the Evan Davies canon that it's not that it's not that it's bad or anything. It's just it goes down slightly because of time consumption. Because
That's fair.
I love long movies. You know that. I have no problem sitting down for a 4 hour extended edition of this film. I couldn't care less. It's just it's a big
Mhm.
time. It's a big time commitment, and sometimes there are other movies in this bracket of films that I could watch 3 times in the amount of time I could watch Return of the King. So I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, but it's such a special movie. So goddamn good. We talked a lot about it in the 2003 Oscars episode, well, 99 2003. And remember, for anyone who is interested, that you can go find all our Oscar episodes in single form because we covered 25 years of Oscar history, and it's all in single form now. So you can go check out that playlist, and you hear a lot about Return of the King in that 2003 episode. It's just so goddamn good. So goddamn good, man.
yeah. I mean, it's for sure one of the best fantasy movies of all time.
One of
It's well, I'm also comparing it to the other Lord of the Rings
fine.
because it's also not my favorite. It's my second favorite of the three. I also, Harry Potter. So
I mean, Harry Potter wishes it was Lord of the Rings. And yes, I'm just poking the bear and trying to.
I think the books are better. The Harry Potter books are better than Lord of the Rings books.
I
Having just finished Lord of the Rings.
I will vehemently disagree with you on that, but you're entitled to your wrong opinion, so it's fine.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. All right, take us to 19.
My 19 is also something we don't really have to talk about too much because we did a whole episode on it. It's Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Very high on this one for you. I forgot it because we've taken such a break from recording these episodes.
Uh-huh.
I forgot that when I put it like the middle
Yep.
ranges that you're like, "Oh, this is way higher on my list." And I was like, "Oh shit, yeah."
Yeah. I just rewatched it the other day again. It's, I mean, it's just a masterpiece in terms of comedy.
Yeah, yes, as you said, we did a whole episode on it, but I think we could still effuse more praise onto it. It is such a smart comedy, and it appears to be so dumb. But it is
Yes.
so smart in the way it approaches things, and every time you watch it as you get older, you notice something else to make it funny. There's just so many layers to that
Mhm.
comedic onion that make it special. Whereas a kid, you can watch it 2, 3 times and you think it's hilarious, and then you're not noticing layer 2 or layer 3 or layer 4. Then you
Yeah.
look through the rest of the shots as you get older, and you're like, wait, that's fucking hilarious that they put that in there. Like, what is this? What is that? And just so goddamn smart.
Yep.
And as I said
Yep.
in my entry, The Black Knight still might be the most I've ever laughed in my life. Just watching that for the first time, I was in physical pain for 15 minutes watching that scene. So it's so fucking funny.
Mhm. Yeah. I Michael Palin in that movie is, like, just brilliant. I
Oh,
love him so much in that movie.
everybody's doing double duty, triple duty, quadruple duty. I fucking love it. That is, it just feels like a bunch of friends finally got some money to make a movie. That's all it feels like,
Mhm.
and they delivered.
Well, that's what it pretty much is, yeah.
Yes, but I mean, at least they were a full time comedy troupe by this time. They had a name, whatever. But it's just fun because it still feels like six, seven buddies that grew up together that made home videos and home movies, just being like, it's as if us with our friends that we grew up with and you were directing 5 minute spoofs of
Mhm.
of movies were
Yeah.
given a budget to make a real movie and we delivered. So yeah, it's such a
Mhm.
special movie. It's tremendous. I'll take you to something in 19. We'll stick with the medieval style theming. Might surprise you. I'm going 2010's Robin Hood here.
Wow.
Yeah. I'll even describe it a little bit in the write up. I don't know what it is about this movie, but it just straight cooks for me. The explanation behind the character that is absolutely beloved is tremendous. Russell Crowe and Kate Blanchett both give great performances to sell the strife of an early tyrannical England. I don't understand the boring sentiment that is usually had for this movie. The aesthetic of the film is incredible, and the daily life shown throughout the film gives it a grit and realism that I really appreciate compared to other versions of this tale. I honestly, this might be my favorite Ridley Scott movie. Actually, it is my favorite Ridley Scott movie. I don't have to say it
Yeah,
might
Tim.
be. There's just something about this where I've always loved the Robin Hood character. It's a character that I love
Uh-huh.
effusively, and it's always something that's stuck with me. I love that. I love that. It's very early superhero esque when you think about it. It's Robin Hood, and I fucking adore it. And then to give it the pathos that it does, to give it this worldly backstory that this is one of the only times I've ever seen that character actually done with logic and reasoning, but still have some of the charm to make Robin what he is. And it doesn't really go into traditional Robin Hood territory where they're living in Sherwood Forest or anything, but nonetheless, I fucking love this origin movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a more realistic take on Robin Hood. Even more realistic than, like, Prince of Thieves.
Yeah.
But it's I feel like it would have done better had it come out maybe, like, 5 years later, because the cast is stacked
Oh yeah.
of people you all recognize.
Mm-hmm.
So like, think of it if it came out around 2015-ish. Oscar Isaac is just coming off, like, S Star
Or he's
Wars.
going into Star Wars in
Yeah, going into
2015.
Star Wars.
Like I
Max
said,
von Sydow also is in Star Wars, Force Awakens.
I was gonna say Lea Seydoux is coming off of
Yep,
Spectre's Inspector in 2015, and
yep,
she's one of those most beloved Bond girls ever because she actually gets to do something.
yeah. And then you have, like, Kate Blanchett, Mark Strong. I'm trying to think of all their it's
We
like
didn't
a
even mention
stacked.
we didn't even mention Russell Crowe in that.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's the reteaming of Russell Crowe and Ridley Scott.
Also, Kate Blanchett is so fucking good in that movie. Like Russell Crowe does a great job. No bones to anyone else. Kate Blanchett is the star of that film. She is
Yeah.
given, and you, it's the first time Marion's ever given something to do, and she's actually important. You can actually tell why she would be a very intriguing person to follow, as opposed to just the damsel that he has to save.
I'm just looked up the other cast members. It's got, like, Mark Addy, who a couple years later would have been a lot more recognizable after Game of Thrones. William Hurt, totally forgot he was in that.
Yeah, William Hurt's fucking great in that movie.
Oh, Matthew Faden too, from, Pride and Prejudice.
You and fucking Pride and Prejudice again, but yeah, the cast is stacked. It's a slow burn movie for a lot, but I think it ebbs and flows really well.
It I would say it does slow down a little bit too much at times, but yeah, I don't understand. Actually, I'm just curious to see what the Rotten Tomatoes is on it. 43%. So yeah, I definitely think it's better than that.
I also think that this movie came out at the wrong time of the year because I remember we went to the theater to watch this,
Let's see.
And I thought it came out like April or some shit like that.
May 14th.
Oh, May 14th. I mean, I guess it was a summer movie, technically speaking, but it felt really early.
It is
And
very early, yeah.
and especially for a movie like this, it didn't have a superhero. It didn't have the classic early summer feel to it. And this
Mhm.
was still when it was kind of Memorial Day to August 1st was when a summer movie was meant. And this isn't inherently a summer movie. This is, to me, this would have done super well in a November going towards Christmas. Give give people that normally don't get this style of movie at that time
Yeah. I'm
something to
just
do during that.
trying to look up real quick what it went up against. Okay, so the week before, Iron Man 2 had just come out.
Yep, and that was gonna
L
crush no matter what.
Yeah, and then other movies around that time, not much, honestly. Letters to Juliet, remember that movie? I never saw it, but I do remember that, seeing the trailers and everything. Oh, MacGruber. I loved MacGruber,
Well,
honestly.
you did love MacGruber.
And then it also has a Shrek movie the week after. So,
It got sandwiched between two things that were guaranteed to make money.
I mean, I do enjoy it a lot more than most people, I think.
Yeah, I mean, didn't you dress as Robin Hood for Halloween that year simply because you needed a costume? And you're like, fuck it, I can do that. Because I remember Mom cut the hood for you off of a hoodie
Yeah,
to
I
give
think
you like
so.
the medieval one that hangs up to like
I can't
here.
remember if that was for Halloween or for a movie that we made.
Yeah, but either way, I just remember. I think it was around Halloween time though, because it was like you came in like super urgent. You never do that. You're like, I need this, and you didn't really speak to Mom at the time because you didn't really speak to anyone outside of your five people.
Mhm.
It wasn't a
Yeah.
reflection of your relationship with Mom. It was just a reflection of what we previously discussed coming more toward the forefront.
Yeah.
And and it was just like, oh, I need to get this done. It has to be done by like tomorrow. And I was like, the fuck?
Yeah. It might have been for a movie, honestly.
But
That sounds about right for me.
yeah, and so it was just, and it captured our imagination. It's a great, and I honestly think it's a great movie. I think also the cinematography in that is very, very impressive. I love how there is an odd gloss to it that makes it feel fantastic, but there's still a real grit in the film where it's not just the classic we're in the tall tower and we're in the castles and then we made the tree fort houses up in the trees of Sherwood. It's just no, this thatch buildings, a lot of dirt, a lot of mud going into this to make it feel real. I really
Yeah.
appreciated that.
I I think it maybe has like a little too much of I would compare it to Kingdom of Heaven, which
Sure.
is another Ridley Scott movie. I think like 5 years earlier. I think it's 2005 if I remember right. But I remember that movie not being great. So maybe
I like Kingdom of Heaven, but I'm the only one I've ever met who likes Kingdom of Heaven, but I have to admit it's boring and long.
exactly, it's too long. That's the problem with it. It is just way too long.
Where Robin Hood, I think, to aid the audience, could probably cut 10 to 15 minutes and still be fine.
I would agree.
I think you could shave off a lot of rando stuff, but I like all the rando stuff, so that's why
Mhm.
it speaks to me. But yeah, I love 2010's Robin Hood. It's by far my favorite Ridley Scott movie. I
That's fair.
people legitimately people would be like, you want to watch Gladiator or Robin Hood? Robin Hood.
Mm,
Fuck Gladiator.
eh,
Which is
yeah,
hilarious because I do love Gladiator, but I'm just like, nah, give me Robin Hood.
yeah.
Much happier.
Can't agree with you on that one, but I mean, that's not me saying I love Gladiator either. So
Takes
my
it to 18.
18 is Dead Poets Society.
I was wondering when Robin was going to show up
Yeah,
eventually on your list again.
I was gonna say, I know a lot of people like critics of the movie will call it like kind of sappy, saccharine. Lupin's barking. Don't know at what though. But yeah, its message always worked for me. Like I I don't mind those types of movies, especially because Frank Capra is one of my favorite directors of all time, and all his movies are like that.
God forbid there's sentimentality. God
I was
forbid
gonna
there's
say,
sincerity.
yeah, the thing I wrote down is like heart sincerity and being sentimental are things that I'm never going to complain about. Like
Yes. Also, I didn't know that was
I
a I didn't know that was a Frank Capra movie.
Oh, no, it's not. I'm saying it's like a Frank Capra
I was
movie
gonna
in
say, I was
terms of
like, what?
tone.
Yeah.
It's Peter Weir,
Okay.
which is I think it's a pretty early Peter Weir. I don't know how long he had been directing at that
It's
point, but
definitely an early Peter Weir. Yeah.
I mean, Robin Williams, like, that's the movie I first watched after he passed, and I was like, "Oh, man, it's a shame."
I mean,
Um,
I'm sure you were bawling like a baby on that one because it's already emotional enough, and then
yeah,
to do it after he passes, fuck.
yeah. Yeah, and I have a tattoo of from that movie, so it's
Cle-
very special to me.
Clearly, it did something for you. I mean,
Yeah.
it's odd because our generation had so many opportunities to get into Robin Williams, but we were always given like the genie or Flubber or things like that for
Mhm.
Robin. We weren't really given the bigger stuff, you know? Like our age group doesn't really get into Goodwill Hunting until they're like 18, 19, right?
Yeah.
You're not given Dead Poet Society's honestly one of the first movies a lot of people in our generation see of Robin Williams because it's school acceptable. So when you're like
Yeah.
15 in English class, they'll show you Dead Poets Society,
Mhm.
or
Yeah,
16
that's
in
where I
English
first
class.
saw it.
And
Yeah.
I was same deal. That's how I first saw Dead Poets Society because I remember being like, "What the fuck is this gonna be?" And then I was like, "Oh, this movie's great. I love it." And it was right
Mhm.
after we did Midsummer Night's Dream as well, so it
Yep.
really hit home for me because I loved Midsummer Night's Dream as well. So what a damn good movie.
Yep. I love that movie. It's probably my favorite Robin Williams performance. It's hard to say though, because I love him in like everything. So
Recently rewatched The Birdcage. He's so goddamn good in The Birdcage
he
too.
is great in that.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's like God, and I forgot The Birdcage was directed by Mike Nichols, and I was like, why is this movie so good? And then I, for the first time, noticed directed by Mike Nichols, and I went, oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, he had been directing for 50 years. So yeah.
But that was when I was like, oh, I get it.
Hmm.
Because I was like, this movie has no business being as good as it is.
Oh, also you got Red Foreman's dad in there and
Uh,
Dead Poet
you
Society.
mean you have Red Foreman? Yeah, you have Kurtwood Smith.
Oh yeah, that's right. Not his dad.
Yeah,
That is Red. Yeah.
yeah. Kurtwood Smith's great in that movie. Oh, what a
He is good.
what a curmudgeonal fuck. And
I know
also,
he's like the biggest asshole.
he's looked the exact same. There was like a 30-year period where he didn't age because he just looked the exact same.
Pretty much, yeah.
And then when he came back for that 90 shows, the first time anyone saw him like truly age,
Mhm.
he's one of those actors that he's always going to be known for his one television role, and I really wish he could have played some more character roles in movies in a more prominent way because I think he'd just have this. I think he could hit that just that one rando part where you're like, yeah, I fucking
Yeah.
love that guy.
The only other thing I can think of a movie I can think of him in is RoboCop.
I was gonna say RoboCop, yeah.
And I don't know if like I can't think of any others that he was in.
I, and
And
I
I'm sure he's in a lot of stuff.
Well, and I remember in that weird lull for Batman between Dark Knight Rises and Batman v Superman, they were just throwing anything up at the wall to try to get whatever they could out of Batman at the time because they knew Batman was so popular.
Mhm.
And I was so excited, and unfortunately, the show didn't really take off. But he got to voice Commissioner Gordon for Beware the Batman. I was like, that's a perfect
I
choice.
was gonna say that's a good fit.
And because he
Yeah.
still has a command in his voice, but he can still pull off the soft, caring part of the character that I really like. But
Yeah,
that show never really took off. So
I'm just looking up real quick what else he was in. Yeah, not a lot of TV, a
yeah,
lot.
yeah, he's far
But
more of a television actor, and I wish he could have done some more movies.
yeah, definitely like early career, it's a lot more movies, but yeah, eventually it just takes over into TV.
Damn good actor, damn
Yep.
good actor, and it's got the main kid is House's best friend in House. It's got a decent little cast there.
Oh, yes. Oh, it's got a great cast. Like all the kids are great in it.
Yeah.
'Cause it has like Josh Charles, who what is he in? Is he in
Charles, oh god,
he's
what
in
else
that
is he in?
one show about Scandal, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
About like the president having an affair or whatever. Ethan Hawke is amazing in that movie.
Hmm?
I always look up interviews of him talking about that movie because they're so interesting about like Robin Williams just taking a piss out of him because he wanted to be so taken so seriously as an actor, and then Robin Williams would just, like, make fun of him all the time, but yeah,
I mean, you need that though. As much as it could be
it
viewed as
helps.
it's a lot of people now would be like, oh, he was getting bullied by an older cast member. You need that. You need like there's something about when you first enter the career field and you're trying to make that transition from I'm a college kid to I'm an adult that a lot of people fall into. No, this is like I remember legitimately. It's not that I've lost friends, but there were people we kind of stopped being around because it was like this magic switch off and went off in their head. They're like, I am now this, and it's like you can just embrace who you are and then just evolve a little bit in a career field, right? You don't have to just
Mhm.
magically be like, I am adult now. You need someone there to take the piss out of you when you do that. You need to be authentic to who you are.
Yeah, especially if, like, for young actors, I think that is actually important because a lot of them are so self-serious,
Oh
and that's
yeah,
fine if that's what they're going for in their career, but Ethan Hawke is definitely someone who can play beyond that.
yeah.
Like, he can be very versatile in most roles, so it's nice to see how far he's come.
Also, we've talked about this on other shows. There's a lot of young actors that I'll give you a perfect example right now because I think he just takes himself way too seriously and he gives me the ick. It's Austin Butler. He's just got that whole I am an
When
actor.
you
And you're like,
when you
fuck
said
off.
someone nowadays, that's the first thing that came into my
And I
mind
was
was
like,
Austin Butler.
it's repellent to a lot of people because the funny part is this I've always had that opinion since getting to see him in a couple things. I was just like, I don't like this kid.
I think he's very talented,
Oh, yeah, I
but
know.
he does seem a little too self-serious.
And then the funny part is he came up on a screen for something. And Ab was just there and she's like, I really don't like that kid. Just and I think she even used kind of gives me the ick and I went, all right, I'm not
It
alone. Okay.
it's funny because like, the dichotomy is Austin Butler compared to Glenn Powell,
Yeah.
who both have, like, the potential to be true movie stars,
Yeah.
but in terms of, like, natural personal draw or, like,
Ability. Yeah.
charisma, it's definitely Glenn Powell, like, head and shoulders above him,
Well,
so
it's even a thing of like I look at Austin Butler's and to me very similar to Timothy Chalamet where they're trying to be big time stars, but Chalamet doesn't have that ick factor.
no, Timothy Chalamet is much more down to earth, it
Yes.
seems. In every interview I've seen him in, he's, like, the chillest guy I've ever seen.
Right. It's just him and his little crustache just chilling. I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
you do you, Tim.
Mhm.
You do you, buddy. But yeah, it's just like you don't want that. You need someone older to finally just take you aside and be like, fucking cut loose a little bit. Jesus Christ. It's not that
Mhm.
it ain't that deep. It ain't that deep.
Yeah. He also might be falling into the trap of hardcore method acting,
Oh yeah, I know he is.
which so that's also something that I think has kind of gone by the wayside for most acting today.
As it should,
Wh-
generally
I was
speaking.
gonna say technically speaking should because it's borderline abusive at times.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, the thing I always hear on with Gorley and Rust and other podcasts I love, um, they always talk about you never see someone method acting as a good person.
Yeah.
Like, they're always acting method acting as huge dicks. And it's just like an excuse for them to be a huge asshole on set.
Oh yeah, no, I saw a clip of when that new Man on the Moon documentary came out, and it's Timothy Olyphant was commenting on it, and he was just like, "What I see is a guy who's a total prick," and it's like it's on a talk show, and everyone's like laughs, but there's also the little bit of like, "Damn, you're just gonna come for him like that?" It's like, yeah, I am. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You don't
I
need to
mean,
fucking do that.
needs to be called out at times if it's getting to a point. Yeah.
And it's just it. Also, you never hear anyone say anything about Daniel Day Lewis. I don't think he has a single relationship. He just has I am robot Daniel Day
Hmm.
Lewis, who
Well,
then
on set,
transforms into a character.
from what I know about him, on set, he's definitely more not acting like an asshole, but
Yes.
acting very aloof.
Yes.
Like, he'll just ignore people a
Yeah.
lot of the time if he's going method. So that's a healthier way of doing it, at least.
I guess. I can't.
It's better than him being full Daniel Plainview and screaming at people, you know?
Yes, I mean, when you compare the two, sure, but if that's what you
If
need
it
to
helps him in his
do,
process,
that's what you need to do.
that's
I
fine.
guess I understand. It's just one of those where I'm like, what are we doing? Like, what are we
Yeah,
doing?
just be nicer to people. How about that?
Exactly. And that's why, as again, you need someone like Robin Williams to just take the piss out of you sometimes. To say,
Mhm.
what are you doing? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Well, from a character that asks, what are you doing? I'll take you to a movie that just straight up, what are we doing? 1985's Clue.
Okay. Yeah. On
Night,
my list a lot earlier.
yes. 1985 wasn't ready for this movie, but damn it, a modern audience is. This movie has aged like a fine wine to become a monolith of cult classic brilliance. The cast assembled is outstanding, with Tim Curry and Madeline Kahn just standing out and playing their parts so fucking well.
Mhm.
The multiple endings giving a nod to the possibilities while playing the game is so unique, especially at the time of release. And I mean, it's sheer genius as a murder mystery comedy. It's just, it's one of the
I'd
most
say
faithful adaptations to something you could ever make, and you would never think of it like that.
sure. Yeah, actually, it wasn't that far away. I actually had it at 30, so it's not that far away, I guess.
But it's again, 85 was just, they were not ready for this movie. It just, it became a Comedy
Yeah.
Central.
I'd be
We,
curious to see how it was marketed as well.
right.
Because if they truly wanted to market it as a murder mystery, that's not really how they should have marketed
It was
it.
more of like a silly whodunit. That's
Yeah.
how I remember they marketed it, but it was a weird tone. It didn't just go full
Mhm.
comedy, but it didn't go full into the murder mystery. It was kind of this weird middle zone that didn't work.
Yeah,
From what I remember of trailers and things.
I'm also gonna look up what time of year it came out. Oh, December 13th.
Yeah, I was gonna say it came out late in the game
That
too.
is a weird time to
I
release that movie.
mean, this is a perfect September movie. It's a perfect September movie.
I would say October.
I only say September because
I'm saying October with hindsight because I know Back to the Future was like number 1 forever that
yeah,
summer.
exactly.
So with hindsight, it's easy to say that, but yeah.
Well, the reason I say September is give it a week or two in September to build towards that
Sure.
Halloween, and once the word of mouth is out, people will just keep going to see it for another month.
Mhm.
All of Halloween, and then you'll usually get that little transfer. Kind of like how they did a really good job with horror movies that weren't really great, but they would place them at the end of September. And because it didn't have a lot of competition and there wasn't much there, but people wanted to go to the movies, like I remember during our teenage years, they started to really make movies that were they knew teenage audiences as horror fans would go. Or even if they weren't horror fans, it would become the school event movie. I remember like The
Mhm.
Grudge 2. Like
Sure.
almost my entire class went to The Grudge 2 because it was a PG-13 movie, I want to say, but it became the class event where I
Yeah.
looked around that theater and legitimately I think I saw 100 classmates because we were
Mhm.
just like, oh, well, this is what we're all doing, right? And it just dominated for weeks because of shit like that.
Yeah. So Clue under $15 million total.
Holy fuck.
It came 107th in 85. I'm just gonna look up real quick 86 because yeah, that I would expect it to do a lot better than that simply because
Christopher Lloyd's in it.
Christopher Lloyd had just been coming off the biggest movie of all time.
Yeah.
So it's like and 105th in 86. So yeah, it did not do very well,
I mean,
but
they clearly just didn't know what they were doing with it.
I bet I I if I was them, honestly, as soon as Back to the Future was such a big success, I would have switched marketing strategies and just went, "Hey, we got Christopher Lloyd in this."
Absolutely. I would have done, we have Christopher Lloyd, and when you think you got too much, then you go, hey, remember, we also have Madeline Kahn. We have
Yeah,
so and so. We have so and
Martin
so.
Mull.
Yeah, like we have all these tremendous comedic actors doing really well together. Let's roll. I've never met a single person who has seen this movie that dislikes it. No one dislikes
Yeah,
this movie.
everyone likes it. Yeah,
And that's why I'm just like, how the fuck did it not work? It was just so clear.
it's a great question.
They bumbled it, and 85 just wasn't ready for it, apparently. I don't fucking know, but I think it was more they bumbled it because I remember the first time I watched this, the Coplitz family introduced it to me, one of our neighbors. And like Joey introduced it to me, and I was like, sure, cool. And I watched it, I was like, this is awesome. And I immediately, we went to the video store, though, I think the next day, and I immediately ran to find this movie. I was just like, no, I need this. We need to watch this. And I just proliferated with as many people as I could. I was like, no, this is brilliant. I fucking love this movie. You need to love this movie. And it was also when Comedy Central would just play those. Comedy Central and VH1 would just play random comedies from back in the day late night, and this was a staple. Like you could always
Mm.
find this on a Thursday, Friday, or Saturday night, or even a Sunday night. Just like, I don't know, we're out of programming for the night. Just watch fucking Clue and be happy. It's a great fucking
Yeah,
movie. God, it's so goddamn good. We
yeah.
will
It even
one. We'll one
it
day
even
cover this.
says I just looked up how it was the response to it. Yeah, and a lot of it is very lukewarm. Gene Siskel, 2.5 out of 4 stars. Roger Ebert, 2 out of 4. So it's the middle of the road for most people, I guess, back then.
That's why I can't
But
trust you, Siskel and Ebert. That's why I can't trust you.
I love Siskel and Ebert,
I know you
but
do. I
they
know you
are
do.
wrong about a lot of stuff, especially horror movies. They have no patience for them at all.
I love this movie, and Tim Curry and Madeline Kahn are so good. They're
Madeline Kahn
just
is amazing in that movie.
Madeline Kahn is awesome in that movie. I I already loved Madeline Kahn because of all the Mel Brooks work she did. And I saw Clue and I just went, I love this woman.
I
This
do
woman's
have one
amazing.
I do have one gripe about the movie though. I wish their costumes
Hmm.
were actually representative of the
A
colors.
little bit more color. Yeah.
Yeah, like because Scarlet is wearing like a blue,
Yeah.
like dark blue dress, and I'm like, it would have been nice to have her in red.
Yeah, have
Like,
her in red. Like Colonel Mustard's a little bit on the mustard side, but not enough. Go a little
I
bit
think
more into
his
that
is
mustard
pretty
yellow.
good.
Professor Plum,
Uh,
there's like almost nothing.
no, there's nothing. Green, nothing.
I think, yeah, greens isn't. I wanted to say there was like a really deep shade of green on him, but I don't think it is.
And then Madeline Kahn is like dressed in all black, which kind of works for her.
See, that's the thing that I loved as a counter where like Mrs. White and she's always presented like the as the maid, and they went, no, no, no. What if we made her like the classic
The Black
Spider
Widow.
Woman? Let's make her the
Yeah.
Black Widow. And to me, that's genius because also then she's just so pale faced
Hmm.
intentionally. That's awesome. To me, that's perfect.
I do like that. Yeah. Yeah. If we ever cover that, I definitely want to do a deep dive of the marketing
And
because
by
I'd be really
if we ever
curious.
cover it, we will be covering Clue at some time. You and I both
Sure.
love this movie. It's one of those movies that we need to introduce to Sammy and Hannah and other people and the youth.
Oh, if they haven't seen it, sure.
Yeah, we need. That's one of those movies where like, no, no, you need to watch this one. This is good. This is great. All right, take us to
Uh,
17.
my 17 again. We don't have to talk about it too much because we did a full episode. It's E.T. Another Spielberg.
Shocking, shocking
Yep.
Spielberg.
He'll be
Yeah,
showing up a couple more times.
he'll be showing up a couple more. He'll show up at least one more time for me as well. So don't worry about it.
I think the biggest thing to talk about with E.T. is I think it has the best young actor performance of all time. Henry Thomas in that movie is amazing.
Yeah, it's up
It's hard
there.
to argue. It's like the only ones I can think rival it are like Anna Paquin in The Piano, which is very like that's a serious drama.
Right.
And then like Tatum O'Neal in Paper Moon, she's really young in that as well, and she's really great. But Henry Thomas brings like a level of understanding of emotion that a kid should not be able to have.
On screen,
When
at
you,
the very least, yeah.
yeah, no, when you think of it like a kid would be reacting how he's reacting in the movie, but for him to be an actor so young and be able to do that,
Yeah.
that's really, really, really unique.
Well, what's crazy is that movie. He is the crux of that movie. He doesn't work. The movie doesn't work.
Oh, 100%.
But the thing is even E.T. They made E.T. look great, but it's not as if E.T. is really fluid, right? Even with the clunkiness of E.T., if they didn't get that perfect, but they at least got it enough, that movie still works. Not as well, but it works. Without his performance, you're right. That movie dies. And also, the other kids in that movie also do a really good job.
Yeah,
Like, Drew Barrymore is phenomenal in that
she's
movie.
great. She's great.
And all the neighbor kids and everything else, they do a really good job selling what's happening. See Thomas Howell. I mean, they're doing a great job in said movie. So yeah, his performance is outstanding. Outstanding.
Like I said, it's easily top 5 young actor performances.
Yeah.
And it's just like, have you ever seen the audition of him
No.
or the screen test?
No.
He starts crying in it and it while he's acting, and it's like amazing the depth that he can get as such a young person.
Respect.
Yeah, it's really great.
Respect. I mean, it shows a lot when Spielberg is Mr. Blockbuster, and then he makes a family movie a blockbuster, not
Yeah,
adventure, horror, or thriller. He goes in a route where it's like we have family members that I don't really trust their movie taste at all.
sure. Sure.
It's just I can't trust their movie taste because half their movie taste is Lifetime movies. But I remember even family members I didn't trust their taste would have E.T. And they're like, "Oh no, that movie's amazing." I'm like, everybody just believes it's amazing.
Yeah. Number 4 all time, adjusted for inflation.
It's fucking good.
Right after Star Wars, The Sound of Music, and Gone with the Wind.
It's damn
So,
good.
yeah.
17. I'm gonna stick in the Madeline Kahn boat here. I'm going to 1974, and I'm going to Young Frankenstein.
All right. Yep. Earlier on my list as well.
The influence of my childhood, and a perfect movie for everyone. The amount of humor that works for a kid and then evolves with repeat viewing as an adult is staggering, very much like Monty Python. The Mel Brooks spoof movie is perfected here. Cast is one for the ages. Everyone gets their moment to truly shine. Usage of the original Frankenstein set pieces is also just gives it an authenticity that's rarely seen in today's franchise sequel films, which is fucking crazy. The fact that they're like, "Hey, can we just use this?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure." That's
Hmm.
all they did. They just asked and paid a little money and used it, and we're giving it. All you had to fucking
Smart.
do. It's an absolute comedy masterpiece. It's one of the finest. It's one of the finest work of the greatest directors and writers of all time. Like to me, I don't think Mel Brooks is better than Young Frankenstein. I know there are some that'll say the producers.
Yeah.
I get it.
I love the producers as well, but I do think Young Frankenstein is probably my favorite. But that year for him is
Insane.
pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean have Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein in the same fucking year? Yeah.
And they're so different in terms of style and everything.
Yeah. And you still get the classic players, but at the same time, there's a difference to them that is distinct. You never go in going, you don't leave a Mel Brooks movie of that time going, oh, he always makes the same movie. He
Mhm.
makes a certain kind of movie, but he never makes the same movie. I really, really appreciate that. But everybody gets a moment to shine in Young Frankenstein. It's written perfectly. And also, I
Yeah.
lost my shit. For a perfect example, obviously we're recording this 5 months ahead of time. I'm currently in my go back and watch movies I've never watched. I finally watched Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. And in the
Uh-huh.
credits, I popped in the credits when I saw Cloris Leachman and Kenneth Mars because of Young Frankenstein. Like to me, that was the thrill of the movie was where are those two going to show up? Because
Mhm.
that was what I cared about. Not that I loved
But
Butch and Sundance. It's a great movie. But it was just one of those where I was like,
yeah.
yeah, but where's Kenneth Mars? Where's Cloris Leachman?
Did you know beforehand that Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head is from that movie?
I did, but I learned that very
Oh,
late. I
okay.
learned that like a year or two ago. I did not
Because
know
like
that until late. Yeah,
when I first saw that, I was like, that was made for this fucking movie.
yeah, it makes
It's so
so weird.
random.
It's so random and weird. But it worked. I mean, that's the '60s for you, dude.
I mean, I love that song,
Does it
but
really match the tone of the movie? No. Does it really match the setting of the
not
movie?
really. No.
No. But are we gonna put it in? Sure.
It's a good song. Yeah, why not?
But Young Frankenstein again. Everybody. What I love is there are all the main players have an argument for being the star in some way, shape, or form. Like obviously, Gene Wilder is the guy,
Yeah. Yeah, you get Gene Wilder reteaming with Mel Brooks after the producers. I think that was their first team up after.
I think it's Blazing Saddles and then Young Frankenstein. I
Oh,
think Young
okay.
Frankenstein came out later in the year, if I recall correctly. But Gene Wilder's obviously great in this movie. But then you get Marty Feldman just stealing as many scenes as he can.
That's I was gonna say, to me, he's the MVP because he steals every scene.
But also, I think Terry Garr is so good in this
Terry
movie.
Gar's great. She's
I,
great in everything, though.
God, I love Terry Garr. I love Terry Garr. I remember when my wife and I were going through and watching Friends all the way through when it first came to like Netflix, like 2015 ish or whatever the fuck it was. And she's like, "Oh, I loved Friends," and I was like, "Well, I like Friends, but it's not as if it was my favorite show." We sat down and we watched through. I don't think I popped more during that show than when Terry Garr shows up as Phoebe's mom. That was the biggest pop I had, where I was just went, "Terry
Have you
Garr's in
seen
this?"
Have you seen Mr. Mom? Michael Keaton and Terry Gar?
No, I haven't. I know of it
Mm,
because of all the
Yeah, you might.
Batman stuff beforehand.
Yeah, it'd probably be right up your alley because it's like the mid '80s kind of vibe,
Oh yeah,
family family comedy. It's a good movie. I don't love it, but it is good.
yeah. I love Terry Garr, and also Madeline Kahn and Peter Boyle both. But Madeline Kahn, every time Madeline Kahn's on screen, she's electric.
Yeah,
Just
she's
so
great.
much fun. I love when they even find a way to work in the Bride of Frankenstein, and it's
Hmm.
awesome. And the fact that she's just like she's one of the only people that could pull off that scene, and I'd be like, yeah, it works. It's just one of the only people I could actually see doing it where I'm like, no, that's actually legitimately funny. Where a lot of people I'd be like, it's kind of corny. I don't, whatever.
Yeah, every I love her so much in
Madeline Kahn's
everything.
so good.
She's great.
I fucking adore Madeline Kahn so much. Talk about a project that we've been. I don't know if it'll be released by this time or not, but Dylan and I have been talking about doing a dream casting episode where we kind of make a fictitious movie and then dreamcast it. There's no way in hell I would not be putting Madeline Kahn in a movie if she
Mm,
was still around. I would just
yeah.
be like, no, Madeline Kahn's in this movie. Don't care. I God,
Uh,
I love Young Frankenstein. It's the influence to so much of my aesthetic. I just love that movie so much.
yeah.
And I didn't even talk about
Uh,
Cloris Leachman. I fucking love Cloris Leachman. She's awesome. She's so good in this.
mhm.
Oh God, I can't stop gushing.
uh, my 16. We got Singing in the Rain.
Never seen it,
I love it. You don't like musicals that much though, so
but I loved Sound of Music, so I'm open to some older stuff.
I I think it's the best musical ever made. First off,
Okay.
I it's Gene Kelly being Gene Kelly, which is the truest example of a triple threat to me, which is he can act, he can sing, and he can dance. And his dancing is just literally amazing in that movie. Like there's dance sequences or I guess musical sequences of him and Donald O'Connor, I think it is. Let me make sure of that. He's like his buddy, his second in command, his right hand,
Sure.
Donald O'Connor. Those two have this sequence where they're like pretty much in between each other's legs like this,
Yeah.
and they're dancing, and it had to take so long to be able to do that. Like the choreography is amazing in that movie. It's like I would love to see like people, how there's like TikTok dances and all
Yeah.
those crazes. I'd love to see people try to do that because they would never be able to. It is like true all-star tap dancing, and it's so impressive.
Well, for someone
And
who
then
doesn't give a fuck about tap dancing, it clearly shows a lot when you're like, it's so impressive, it's so cool. Like you don't give a fuck
it's
about tap dancing.
no, no, I don't. I mean, I really respect it because I like dancing is something I really do respect because I can't do it at all.
Yeah.
And it like takes so much effort
Yeah.
and so much like skill to do it. But they're doing a lot more than just tap dancing. So yeah, it's really crazy. And also, I always complain about oneers. Singing in the Rain has a very justified oneer because there's one sequence where Donald O'Connor's singing "Make 'Em Laugh," and the whole song is one take, and it's purely because he's doing so much dancing in it, and he has so much energy that it's like, okay, this is justified. Like it kind of would cut away from the magic of it
Keep the
if you were
take
to
going and let it keep going.
yeah, because he does so much in it that it's, like, so energetic and so impressive that he can do it the whole time.
Yeah.
Because it's like a 3-minute song, and he's doing so much during it.
Old
You also
Hollywood
get Carrie
magic.
you also get Carrie Fisher's mom,
Debbie Reynolds?
Debbie Reynolds. She's
Alrighty.
the female lead in it, although apparently she was semi-tortured on set by Gene Kelly.
Some
Apparently, he could be quite a hard ass about not getting the dance moves, like, perfect, because he co-directed it as well, so
okay.
typical 50s, 40s
Bullshit.
Hollywood where it's just, like, stars get so big that they can just do whatever the fuck they want on set and just be complete assholes to people.
Yeah, I laugh because of the concept of it, not because of the execution stuff like that. It's sad. I
I'm
I
I'm at
just
least
broke
glad it wasn't like
to bring it up again, like when we talked about Wizard of Oz in this, how good Wizard of Oz is as a movie, but how many people suffered to make that movie.
yes.
I recently brought that up to a friend of ours. He's like, "Oh, I love Wizard of Oz." I was like, "Yeah, it's just tough for me now, knowing how much people were going through." He's like, "What do you mean?" I told him just a little bit of what happened. He's like, "Jesus Christ!" I'm like, "Oh, it's
Yeah,
wild what happened on that
it's
fucking
bad.
movie."
Yeah. I will say at least it was like he was being an
It's a
asshole
it's a
for the benefit
perfectionist.
yeah, being an asshole for the benefit of the movie rather than just being an asshole to be an asshole. Because it could have been way worse. It could have been like sexual harassment, which he totally would have gotten away with
Yes.
easily back then. And like,
It sucks that anyone has to be an asshole, but it's we as a society can understand a perfectionist and sympathize with them way more than we can a creep.
yes. Yeah, at least he's not being a creep. He's just being a huge fucking dick, which is still not great, but
Right. I mean,
eh,
I singing in the rain. There's been many times I've seen it on. Oh, I think it's time, but it's just like time or mood. I'm like, I need to be in
yeah.
the place.
Yeah, it's also really fun because it's a period piece technically.
Okay.
It's made in 52, but it takes place in 27, right before movies became talkies. So it's
Okay.
it's really fun with the movie history and all that. And you also have like one of the I love the supporting performance by Jean Hagen, who plays Lena Lamont. She's just a huge bitch, like this huge starlet who's a huge bitch. And the whole joke is like she has the most irritating voice of all time. So when they're transitioning into the sound era of movies, they're like, "What the fuck are we gonna do?" Like she is so fucking annoying. It's a really great running gag.
Well,
Actually, it's like pretty much the premise of the movie revolves around her being such a bitch.
it's fun, I guess. It's
It is
fun.
fun. It's really fun.
I'll take you from something that is one of the most acclaimed films of all time to a movie that I don't think has ever been acclaimed ever. And I'll be going for my 16. It is 2006 Accepted.
Okay.
In the discussions for most watched movie of the last decade for me, I've watched this movie so many fucking times in the last couple years. It's absurd. We as a collective can speak very superfluously about grand films, but never enough on the simple pleasures of a comfy 93-minute comedy. Oddly relatable, honest, but still has a bit of an old school comedy vibe because characters still have to deal with things outside of laughs.
Mhm.
I can never love this movie enough, regardless how often I'm playing it in the background. The reason I like Accepted so much is because it's a throwback to the best comedies of the 70s and the 80s from the sense that not every second is going for a laugh. They let the characters
Sure.
fail. They let things happen. So whether it's your cup of tea or not is a different story. It works for me. It came out perfectly as I was starting to have to just barely start thinking about what future was going to look like. But that's not really why I connected so much with it. It's more the outsider appeal and not really thinking that the traditional system was for me, which it clearly wasn't. And it's just something very relatable about it. A very early Blake Lively as well, which is always
Yep.
fun to watch, regardless of how.
Yeah. Jonah Hill as well.
Yes, a very early Jonah Hill. Justin Long is great in this movie. Like everyone's cast really, really well, and it's just fun. They just have the fun spirit of an old comedy while also understanding
Yeah.
not everything can just take the piss out of everything. I really appreciate
It
that.
it's kinda like a modern take on The Graduate,
A little bit.
where, like, The Graduate is all about, like, the pressures of, like, becoming an adult
Yeah.
and, like, the pressure of going to the perfect college and everything. Because that's pretty much what Justin Long's whole thing is in that movie, is, like, he feels so much pressure that he creates a
A
just a
fake college.
a fake-ass college that has ridiculous shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's awesome, and I remember watching this all the time back in the day.
Yeah, exactly. We watched it nonstop, and it's just a movie that just works. It just works. That I adore. I absolutely
Yeah.
adore Accepted,
You
and
also get,
it's such an
you
easy.
also get you get Louis Black as, like, the dean. He's
Al-
great.
Also, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not trying to be. Again, we can say very superfluous things about things. I'm not bullshitting. One of the best lines of philosophy I've ever heard is from Accepted, where he's like, college is a service industry. And immediately, if you look at things the way they're supposed to be done, like I remember, I was like, that's right. I remember being in college and then remembering how that was said, and I was like, why the fuck am I listening to so many dumbass rules here when I'm paying for this service? You
Mhm.
need to provide the service to me. I don't need to do half this shit to make you happy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the American education system for you.
But I remember because it was
How flawed it is.
like I just remember being in classes I clearly didn't need to be in, but there was an attendance policy. I was like, I could skip all of these in an old school model, still pass this class, no
Well,
problems.
not only that, you also have, like, a million and one required classes that have nothing to do with anything.
Yeah,
Like, you have to get all your gen eds out of the way in college, which doesn't make any sense at all.
like I'm fine with a few gen eds just so you have a well-rounded experience.
Sure,
But
but
when you're spending
and
2 full years and you're spending 60, when you're spending 50% of your college career on gen eds, most of which you will never use outside of the college
and
system.
they should also have to be somewhat related to what you want to do.
Yeah.
Like, I took, like, astronomy. When the fuck am I ever gonna use astronomy? Never. Like, it's
I
so
mean,
pointless,
you might get
some of
to
the
use it.
classes
You might
are
get to use a
forced
little
to
bit of
take.
astrology and when we stargaze out in Yellowstone, but that's about it.
No, then I'll just go, "Hey, look, the stars look really nice." Like, I'm not using my astrology
But yeah,
information.
no, I get it because yeah, there's like the only thing that was positive about that for me specifically was I took the piss out of everything and I didn't take it seriously half the time because I was just
Mhm.
like, this is dumb. Why am I doing half of this when it's not what my goals are? It's not related to anything. And thankfully, me not taking things seriously is what brought the enjoyment to my college career and gave me my best friend. My choices were Native American astronomy or acting 101. That was what was going to fulfill one requirement one year. And I just
Mhm.
went, wouldn't it be funny if I took acting? And then marked it. And I met a bunch of wonderful people, and it was a great environment to learn and grow in and actually test yourself. And I was like, this is worthwhile to me, even though I will never act in a serious manner in my life. But this
Mhm.
is so worthwhile because you can learn so many different experiences from it. And I understand anybody could have that experience in any gen ed class, so anyone could throw that argument right back at me. But, you know, when I'm suffering through early American literature because I picked an English degree, guess what? That makes sense because I picked an English degree and they're trying to
Exactly.
give you a
I
very
was gonna say
well-rounded
exactly.
experience.
Those make sense.
But when, you're going through half of the shit that you go through as a gen ed, you're like, why the fuck am I here? It is such a
Yeah, you
waste of
could
my time.
really, college should be 2 years, but you're forced to take 4
Yeah.
simply because they say you have to. It's complete bullshit.
Yeah, and some of my gen eds were great, but some of them are just a waste of my fucking time. And I was just like, why am I here?
What is what is the, college? Is it South Harmon Institute of Technology? Is
Yeah,
that
and then
it?
their mascot is the shit sandwiches.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
I wa
awesome.
I was just trying I knew it was shit, but I couldn't remember what it was the actual
and I
acronym.
and they're like the thing is this is what's funny is if you look at accepted, it's really what social media and YouTube is now. where it's people who know skills and they're teaching people
Sure.
other skills in a lot of ways. Where,
Yeah.
for instance, obviously this is not a college level course, but just the other day the kids were in spring break, so I was working more full time hours, and it was like, "Can you help me? I want to make a fortune teller." I was like, "I've never made a fortune teller in my fucking life. I don't know."
Or is
But
that that thing where you
yes, where it's a
that
little
thing?
kringle
Yeah.
and then they have the numbers and you pick the
Yeah.
numbers or
Yep.
whatever. I was like, I've never made one of those in my life. Went to
Kids are
YouTube.
still doing that?
Oh yeah,
Wow.
went to YouTube, and immediately within 5 minutes I was like, oh, I know how to do this. This is actually quite easy. I can
Mhm.
do this. That's all that movie really is people passing on their own skills and exploring
Yeah.
and learning their own interests, and it really
Sure.
inspires you to go, wait, what if we just did that? People would be way happier if they actually got to explore
Mhm.
what they wanted to do, think about things in an interesting manner, and not be shoved into these fucking boxes of, well, you need to do math. There's no field I want to go into has to do this level of math. Well, you're going to need to do this level of math. I'm like, well, cool. Like, the only math requirement I had in college, I was still a teaching student, so I did elementary educational math, so I did not have to try
Uh,
hard. Because I was
I
like,
had
I can't do calculus. I can't do any
Yep.
form of college mathematics. I suck at math. I'm going to fail, and I won't get through
I
college because I'm going to fail this.
Yeah. I remember I had to take calculus after 3 years of not doing any math classes. Boy, that sucked. 'Cause I actually was good at math, but, like, after 3 years of not doing it at all, it sucked.
Exactly, and that's just like I love that about Accepted. Was it really showed? It's so funny to look at this idealized version of what things could be based off of people just getting together and caring about each other.
What do you think the Rotten Tomatoes score is on Accepted?
The audience or the critic?
Critic.
Ooh, 37.
You're really close, 38.
Ah, okay,
And
damn.
then and then the audience is 72.
I think the audience is right here. I think the
I
audience is
agree. I
perfect here.
actually really do think that's a pretty underrated comedy.
It's a great movie. Love that. Well, we're our first half of the episode's through. Take us to your 15.
'Kay. My 15, we're not gonna talk about that much because you have not seen it. It's Halloween, 1978.
I've seen part of this.
Yes, I just know you haven't seen the whole thing.
There's a
Like,
chance I may
the
have, and
most
I just don't remember any of it. So
yeah, it's the most iconic slasher, I would say. It's either
sure,
Jason, Freddy, or Michael Myers, and I think Michael Myers is probably the most iconic out of those.
yeah,
And
I
it
would argue that.
also yeah, it also helps that, like, he has more popular reboots as well, where,
Yes,
like, they're still making them somewhat, although they just ended,
he'll
David
be
Gordon Green ones.
he'll be back soon enough.
Oh, I know.
That money
It's a fact.
train ain't ending
I was
anytime
gonna say,
soon.
it's a very cheap thing to make that makes quite a bit of money.
Hmm?
Um, yeah, so the original, though, you got a $300,000 budget, 20-day shoot. I don't know how much it made, let me look that up real quick, but it's just like it just feels like a bunch of ragtag hippies got together in the late '70s and were like, "Hey, let's make a horror movie." Like, that's what it pretty much is. Because if you've ever seen John Carpenter from back then,
Yeah.
dude was a hippie. It is clear. There's also a really great there's one shot in the movie where just off screen was John Carpenter, and you see the smoke from either a cigarette or whatever, like, going
And it's so
into
clearly
the
John Carpenter smoke.
no, it's like everyone knows it is because I think he's told this story about it,
Yeah.
but, like, you can see it, it's a really good Easter egg. I Yeah, I can't seem to find how much money it made, but,
It clearly made enough that it was enough to just say, let's make this forever.
yeah, exactly. I mean, it's definitely the most influential slasher because it spawned literally the next 20 years of slasher movies. Like, Friday the 13th is a blatant ripoff of Halloween,
Yeah.
and the director and creator of Friday the 13th admitted that much. And then from there, you get Nightmare on Elm Street, which it doesn't really take from those 2 things, but it's definitely another type of slasher.
Yeah.
And then there are so many slasher movies in the '80s because of Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
And you get the steady cam, really great killer POV shots,
Hmm.
and then Dean Cundey was DP on it and looks amazing still.
And Dean Cundey, Back to the Future. He knows what he's fucking
Exactly.
doing.
So it made 47 million off a $300,000 budget.
It's a nice little return there.
Yes, very nice. That's the dream right there.
That is the dream right there. I mean,
And then
good on
I
them, man.
one of the also fun facts I like about it is like Jamie Lee Curtis, she's definitely a nepo baby, you know? She's the daughter of two very, very famous
Yes.
actors.
Yes.
But instead of like going and getting nice clothes because she went and got her wardrobe herself, she just went to J.C. Penney and just picked up a bunch of clothes.
Hell yeah.
It's like, hey, that's pretty cool. Like, at least she didn't like go down the route of like, oh, I have money, I can do pretty much whatever the fuck I want.
Good on her, man. And also, it launches her career. It really does. Where this
She's
becomes
she's the perfect, yeah, she's the perfect example of a nepo baby where it actually is positive.
yeah,
'Cause she clearly has so much talent.
Oscar winner.
Yeah, I don't think it's deserved, but
She's an Oscar winner though,
yep.
and she has so much range. That's perfect. Like, it's another
Hmm.
reason why for every 5 bullshit horror movies that there are, there's one shining light where you're like, no, it launched this person or that person.
Yeah,
So
and
many
she
people start in horror because it's a great avenue to begin with.
yeah. Yeah, she definitely fell into the trap of like typecasting at the beginning of her career because it went Halloween, and then she just kept doing slashers. She did
Prom night.
Prom Night, and then eventually she just got out of that. It's good thing that she did because then you get like A Fish Called Wanda, you get True Lies,
Yeah.
like so many great performances.
Damn good. Damn good. I will stick similar era, different decade. We're going back to 1985. You see a recurring theme anywhere? Uh, so 1985, maybe a perfect year for Evan Davies in terms of movies. And this movie is one of the most perfect gifts a young Evan was ever given. I'm going with the Goonies.
Okay, also
I
on my list, but
I
higher. Yep.
I legitimately don't understand how anyone could dislike this movie. I don't understand how anyone could dislike this movie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
much fun.
I just rewatched it. Still stands up.
I intend on rewatching it in the next couple of weeks. I think it's what I'm. As I told you in one of our last conversations, we're doing movies from our childhood movie night, and so when it's my turn, I think I'm going to pick Goonies because I was going to do Wild America, and I brought that up, and our friend Caitlin was the only other person I've ever met outside of you and I who's ever seen that. She's like, "Oh, I love that movie." I was like, "You know what that is? It's
Yeah.
amazing."
Yeah.
So so I was gonna do Wild America, and then she immediately, because I said that, showed that to her husband that we also do this with. And I was like, "Well, if you just watched it, I won't do Wild America." So I think I'm gonna go
Yeah.
Goonies. But I legitimately don't understand how anyone could dislike this movie. It's so much fun to see all these young actors just vibe together in a perfect low key fantasy adventure film. I I protect and cherish this movie more than almost any other in my personal canon. Goonies never say die, baby. It's just what it is.
Yeah.
Where did you have
They were
Goonies? Or is it a
I think it
little
was
bit?
in
Is it a little bit lower or
I think it
higher in
was in
terms
the
of number?
I think it was in the 40s if I'm not mistaken.
I fucking
Uh
love Goonies, man. It's
oh no,
so goddamn.
it's at 31. So higher but not too much.
I mean, Goonies is so good.
They were doing something right in the 80s. Like so many child stars that were actually legitimately good actors.
I mean, Sean Astin, Ke Kwan, Josh Brolin—they're all in this movie.
Yeah.
Corey
And then
Feldman before
I
he
was going to
ruined
say
his career.
say what you want. Corey Feldman is a great actor as a kid.
Corey Feldman is a legitimate, like, not just star, huge star of the '80s.
Yes. It's a shame what happened to him cuz he had so much talent.
Yes, and now
It's
he
just crazy
and now
that
he's just doing the Michael Jackson persona tour
yeah.
or whatever the fuck it
Yeah.
is. Oh goddamn! It's
I
like
mean,
everybody cooks in this movie, and they bring something to it, and it's so much fun. And I think the key is we've seen what Josh Brolin, Sean Astin, and Ke Kwan have turned into, and Joe Pantoliano is in this movie as well. So like
Joey Pants.
Joey
Yep.
Pants is in this movie. Robert Davies in this movie. Like, just
Yeah.
there are legit people in this movie. Is I think one of the keys is every kid has moments to shine. Every kid has every character has a big moment, but they never allow it to go too much outside of the group. So if there is a weak link in that group, you will never see it.
Hmm. Well, they also have like, clearly defined. It's kind of archetypal in
Yes, it is
terms
very
of
archetypal.
characters. Like it's very basic, but at least they do have distinct characters.
Yeah.
Because a lot of movies don't go that far to do that nowadays,
Hmm.
especially kids movies. They just kind of are kids.
Yeah.
Whereas like the kids in the Goonies are definitely strong types,
Yes.
which is a benefit.
It's the like when people want to say, "Oh, it's formulaic." There's a reason formulas are created because
Yeah.
they work. It's when you get down to bare bones formula, what like action film, big beefy guy, really hot girl, things explode, bad people are dressed in black and have a foreign accent. At the end, we will have our biggest explosion. There will be a car crash, and the guy will get the girl. Hurrah! That's when formulas don't work because they're just so paint by numbers.
Even that can work as long as you're doing something creative in there. But
Yes.
yeah.
Whereas archetypal work such as this is it gives everybody somebody to work. It's kind of the reason why slasher movies that are done decently always work. Something I loved about Cabin in the Woods is the fact that they played with the archetypes where they
Hmm.
had everybody in it. And you just go, yeah, every horror movie does have all these characters. Why? Like, because it
Yeah.
fucking works. There's someone for everybody to connect with. Not that hard.
Mhm.
But Goonies does that in spades. And such a fun fantasy adventure story. Just a pirate ship lost in a
Yep.
cave in fucking Oregon.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
what?
great.
But
The setting is awesome.
I don't know how any kid, specifically, this is more of, I would consider this more of a stereotypical boy movie than girl movie, even though it's more than welcoming to any kid. I don't know how any boy of our age group did that watched this was not be in love.
I've never met someone that doesn't like it.
I also remember when we were summer camp that I worked at previous to my current job, we were doing just movies. We would do basic movies where the kids got to pick a lot of the time. But then we would do like we'd make a slightly bigger deal and occasionally like make popcorn for the kids that came for like the 20 kids that wanted to just watch a movie during their choice time. And I was like, we're gonna play Goonies. And everyone's like, it's an old movie. I don't think they're gonna go for it. I'm like, I'm telling you, it's gonna work. And by the end of it, the crowd like tripled. And they're like, this movie's awesome. I'm like, I know it's awesome.
Mhm.
Why do you think I put it on? Like, I know how good it is.
Yeah, I don't see how it ever will age poorly. Like you can say like, oh, it doesn't have technology, but
All the
yeah.
practical effects work. The shots look beautiful.
Yeah, I
No
can't
problems.
see kids not connecting with it any time in history.
Right.
Like this is one of those classic movies that kind of just get grandfathered into people's lives.
Yes. That. What's so funny is the reason I brought it up in this is 1985 specifically has three movies that are just grandfathered into the system automatically, and I know there's more than that. Like Goonies gets automatically grandfathered into the system. Breakfast Club automatically gets grandfathered into the system. Back to the
Hmm.
Future is like required watching for any English speaker in the world. Like, you
Yeah,
know,
pretty much.
and so it's just that's what they did. Also, Steven Spielberg produced, Richard Donner directed. Can't go wrong. Pretty damn good.
Christopher Columbus wrote screenplay. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yes, he did. Christopher Columbus was on this. Like
Yeah,
that's an all star cast and crew.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
great.
Um,
Goonies is so
okay.
good.
My 14, we don't have to talk about too much because we just talked about it a little bit, and we're going to talk about it in the future. It's the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
I forgot you you put
I do not
trilogies
split
together.
up. I don't split up series of movies like Evan does. So, I mean, I don't know what else to say about it other than it is one of the greatest franchises, period. Doesn't have to be fantasy, just franchises of movies ever.
Hmm.
I mean, the Hobbit movies kind of take away from it a little bit, in my opinion, but that doesn't take away from the quality of the actual Lord of the Rings movies.
For
It
me, I
just
don't
kind
know
of.
what it is. There's an easy divide, and usually it's not so easy for me to divide. Like
Oh,
I
really?
don't divide Star Wars, but for some reason, I think
I
it's just
think it's
because
because
it's those two are so distinctly a different style of movie making
sure.
that it's
I
easy for
think
me to
it.
be like, The Hobbit's over here, Lord of the Rings is over here.
I think it is because Peter Jackson made it though.
Yeah,
Had like had Guillermo del Toro stuck on and really committed to The Hobbit like it was originally planned, I think then it would have been a lot different. It would at least feel way different.
yeah.
I would assume. I can't
Yo,
imagine Guillermo del Toro.
also The Hobbit. What a shame. The production of that movie.
It, it, if they split into two, it'd be way better. If they,
Hmm.
s- I would be okay with one movie, honestly, like 1 3 hour movie.
I think that'd still be tough.
It'd be tough, but
Just because I mean, then you have to get the ring from Gollum in the first act. And then, like, how much can you make people care about the dwarves and everybody? Not that they fully succeeded, but
I think, I think Bilbo gets the ring in like the middle of the book, doesn't he? It's
yeah. But
been a while since I've read that
the
book.
other thing is you got to think of it from a movie studio perspective, in a correct way, not in a bullshit way, where you're 10 years removed from this. You got to make people get back in a little bit.
Yeah.
You can't
Well,
just
it
say
was
it's
also
not like hey, those movies came out last year. Let's do the prequels, and
mhm,
everyone's already invested in. You got to reestablish Hobbiton a little bit. Plus, you have to go more into the creation of Rivendell and all the other shit.
yeah. I think those movies kind of just suffer from the time they came out because it was so popular back then to split everything
Yes.
into as many things as possible just for money. Especially Warner Brothers was guilty of it quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
So,
Lord of the Rings
but
as a
oh,
trilogy is perfect.
did I ever
Legitimately
tell you I
perfect.
took a The Hobbit and philosophy class in college?
No, and that's fucking awesome because that's the
It was
philosophy I believe in.
It's literally it was all about The Hobbit. Like, the whole semester, all we did was read The Hobbit and then read, like, philosophical takes on The Hobbit. Like, it was really weird that one class was just about it.
That is a class I can get behind. That's more
Yeah.
worthwhile than the vast majority of college coursework I've
The
done,
teacher the same teacher also did, like, Harry Potter and philosophy, but I it was a different semester, so I didn't take it.
which
Lord of the
is
Rings and
ironic.
philosophy.
So ironic because you would have crushed
Well,
Harry
no,
Potter
yeah,
because you
it
could have
was
just done it
that
quickly.
was my first semester in college that I took that class.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was really fun, but it was, like, really weird to just be focusing on one thing the entire
Especially The
semester.
Hobbit. It's not that dense of a text, you know?
No, it's not at all, and it's a children's tale, really.
Yeah, no, it is. Oh, God. But Lord of the Rings is so good.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it, I know, later on in your list, so
Yeah.
I'll
Well,
I'll save some.
just know it's the best. It's legitimately the best trilogy of all time.
Yeah, I'd agree, actually.
I don't know of another trilogy.
Peop People will say Star Wars, I don't agree with that at all,
The only one I would even put up against it is the Dark Knight trilogy, and I still think it goes to Lord of the Rings. Because I
and
think Dark
I don't
Knight.
even think that's close still.
Because the thing is this, I think the Dark Knight trilogy is better than the Star Wars trilogy, personally.
Personally, I would agree, sure, but when you say, like, Lord of the Rings, they're all to me at least like 8.5 out of 10 or higher.
Yeah.
All three.
Hmm.
Whereas like Dark Knight, that trilogy, it, it wavers quite a bit more.
Yeah. So good. We'll talk about that shortly. Don't you worry about it.
Yep.
Alrighty. 14 for me. We'll stick in the Nolan train. We'll go 2010's Inception.
Okay.
Figured you might think this is a little bit higher on my list, but it's okay.
No, that feels right. That feels about right to
Uh,
me.
I just talked about how Goonies I protect more than almost anything else. This is one of the more than anything else's. I protect this film like the emotion and memories in the third layer of Cillian Murphy's dreams. Like, I already loved Christopher Nolan's work from The Dark Knight, but this is the movie that made Christopher Nolan the director I can't miss.
I think it made him the director that America started to love at that point.
Yes.
Because you can say like, oh, he made the Batman movies, But then once he starts coming out with original stuff,
Yeah,
then it's like, okay, now it's Christopher Nolan is making events.
right. The brilliance in this high concept work that only the best of the best could be able to pull off is remarkable. Cast, writing, and all the craft used, I will never be anything other than awed by this film. It's one of the movies that made me want to just create. Not alone want to make a movie I just want to create because of watching this movie. It is such an inspiring piece of art beyond a film. The fact that you can so clearly understand this work, and when you think about it, no one should be able to succinctly describe how Inception works. And you get it like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's fairly simple the way they boil it down, which is
Yes.
nice.
It is so good. And as you were saying, I think this movie comes at the perfect time because you're coming off The Dark Knight. This is in between Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. So the interest in Christopher Nolan is at an all-time high at the time, you know. And what's awesome about it is in the lead up, you still have this great catalog of movies that people can go check out if they want to watch more Christopher Nolan. Memento
Prestige.
but the Prestige specifically are just movies that you just go, no, this guy's great. Like,
Mhm.
this is one of the best. And you know he's one of the best going in. And then he just fucking knocks it out of the park, and you're like, no one else at the time was making movies like that.
Yeah. It definitely marked a change for him in
Yeah.
terms of mainstream audience.
Yeah. And this is the thing that I think Inception is what makes Christopher Nolan an event director. Because as much as The Dark Knight is an event movie, you can still always go back to, well, it's a Batman movie. But from this point on, Christopher Nolan movies are event movies. You must go see them
Yeah.
because you never know what you're gonna see.
Hmm. I just looked because I never looked this up. The budget of Inception, 160 million.
It's
That's higher
less
than
than
I
I
would have
thought.
thought.
I think that's less than I would have thought. But
For 2010, that's quite a bit,
oh, I know it's a huge chunk of change. I'm not.
especially for not a IP movie.
Yeah,
So, I mean, that shows Warner Brothers was willing to risk stuff for him.
and then they fucked up their relationship with him like a bunch of
Yep.
momos. But what are you gonna
Oh,
do?
they're fucking up their entire studio. So,
We'll talk about that. Maybe that'll be another episode. How to fix Warner Brothers and figure that shit out.
yeah, they're just shit out of luck at this point.
But Inception is truly remarkable. And it goes back to our action scene tournament. Just watch that hotel fight scene. It's a basic hand to hand combat fight.
Hmm.
But what if gravity just took over and it's turning as it's happening and it becomes one of the greatest spectacles of a decade?
Yeah. Also, like really, really understated, but like superb cast. Where it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
people just before they got super popular.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of them.
And they all sort of become part of the Christopher Nolan family where you
Yeah,
know there's always a chance they're going to pop up again. And this was certainly where it started to feel a little Scorsese-ish, and then Nolan's kind of gone away from that to a degree. But it is fun to see, Christopher start to get to play a little Scorsese-esque, where he's like, "Oh, I want Joseph Gordon-Levitt in my movies. Oh, he's also going to be in The Dark Knight Rises." She's like, "Okay,
yeah. Same with
cool."
Marion Cotillard.
Yeah, Marion Cotillard, and then Anne Hathaway becomes that a little bit later because of Dark Knight Rises, and then Stellar. But people want to work with him.
Hmm.
And it's fun to see that foundation happen. I think that's another reason why, beyond the event, he starts doing things that other directors do that people know, oh, the big people want to work with him. Ergo, he must be really good.
Hmm.
They all start getting to play on that. But this cast, DiCaprio, Kane, like Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Marion Cotillard, Tom Hardy,
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy, Elliot Page at the height of their career.
Yeah,
Damn good cast. Ken Watanabe, an underrated part of Nolan's family here, man. Ken
yeah.
Watanabe's
Well,
great.
he's always been underrated.
Yeah. Ken Watanabe's awesome. Fucking love Ken Watanabe. Inception's so
It's a
good.
lot of Inception has a lot of, oh, it's that guy.
Uh-huh.
Like a lot of them.
Yes, but a lot of fun. Love that movie.
Uh, okay. My 13 is The Shining.
Good movie.
I don't, have you seen it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's a movie that is universally praised and loved by everyone except Stephen King, like the
Yeah.
person who created the source material.
It is funny when that happens, yeah.
Yeah. I honestly, I still don't understand his gripe about it. Like, I can understand, like, oh, it's not the story that I wanted to tell, but like saying you hate the movie is really weird to me
And
when it's
then
so
go getting
clearly a
someone
great
else to
movie.
make the movie in a different way. Yeah, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, and then they made the TV movie and it's not, I shouldn't say it's shit, but it's
Nowhere
not
near as
great.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Stanley Kubrick developed my story
Yeah.
versus.
And has Jack Nicholson as like one of the most iconic movie villains of all time
Yeah,
now. And then people always complain about Shelley Duvall in that. I love her in that movie.
I love her
I
in that
think she's
movie.
fantastic.
Shelley Duvall
And
is
then
great. It's so sad what happened to Shelley Duvall, but she's so good.
yeah, well, it's kind of a running theme in Hollywood. There's just certain actresses that just get taken advantage of.
Uh huh. Nah,
Um,
that movie's so good. The
yeah, and then
setting,
you got
you
another
understand it so perfectly.
another great child performance in an '80s movie. Danny
Mm-hmm.
Lloyd is great in that movie, and that movie does not work without a great child performance, which is kind of what makes the TV movie suffer a little bit. Is like the kid is just not nearly as good. You also get Scatman Crothers in there. He's great, little bit part. You get the original James Bond. Did you know that? The uh the guy who was, I think he was Bond in like the original Casino Royale.
Oh, the '50s
Yeah.
like spoof movie or whatever.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
Did
I
not
can
know he's in
picture his
that.
face.
I know who you're
Um,
talking about.
Yeah. Barry Nelson is his
I was gonna
name,
say
I
it's
guess.
Barry something. I know that.
Yeah.
And he played Jimmy Bond, the American spy in
Yes,
Casino Royale.
yes,
He did not. He
exactly.
did not play James Bond, English spy.
Have you ever seen that Casino Royale? I have not.
No, I have zero interest in doing that. It's one of
Yeah.
those where it's tough enough sometimes. Like there is, I've watched every Bond movie except Honor Majesty's Secret Service, and I've watched a part of Honor Majesty's Secret Service. But I don't need to. It's already tough enough sometimes to watch old Bond. As much as someone like me loves old Bond
Mhm.
and loves just James Bond in general, but yeah, like I don't need to go then see Bond lore from like
Yeah.
the
Fif-
other
19,
shit.
1954 TV movie.
Yeah, I don't like. I'm never gonna watch Never Say Never Again. Like
The offshoot.
the offshoot. Sean Connery gets to play Bond one last time in the '80s because someone just wants to be in a pissing war over intellectual property rights. It's like I don't need to
Mhm.
see that. I don't care.
It is curious when something so big has something like that.
Oh
It
yeah,
is
no,
fun to see that
I
ending.
remember Dad talking about it, and he was like, "That was the best summer ever. We had both Bonds in the same year.
Mm.
You got to see Sean Connery and Roger Moore, and it's like, oh, that was awesome. Like to him, that was like the highlight of being a kid. Was the fact that or a teen was like, oh, two James Bond movies with different James Bonds in the same year.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And then to me, I'm like, it's really that good of a year?
What was the real Bond movie that came out then?
I
Because it was
can't.
'83.
Octopussy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't love any of the Roger Moore stuff, honestly, but
I it's guilty pleasure. I think Live and Let Die is actually good. The Spy Who Loved Me is good. And then
Spy Who Loved Me is the best of the Roger Moore ones that I've seen.
I would say Live and Let Die is still good.
Yeah.
It's very fun. Also, Young Jane Seymour, very interesting.
Mhm. Well, she's been a bombshell forever.
She still is a bombshell.
True, exactly. That's what I said. Forever.
It's just
She's in a Christopher Reeve movie called Somewhere in Time. She's gorgeous in that movie.
yeah, but Roger Moore's not exactly the best Bond for everybody. He plays a very
Uh-huh.
specific, little bit more cheeky comedic Bond, and you're like, not necessarily where I need to go.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was a
that's
that was a low point for Bond. Was the '80s? The '80s were not good for Bond. For Your
Yeah.
Eyes Only, Octopussy, View to a Kill. Like Living Daylights is the only one that I would argue is good. And then License to Kill is such a downfall from
Hmm.
like from Living Daylights that you're like, can we not catch a fucking break with this franchise? God damn,
Yeah.
son.
They needed a little bit more cocaine, I think.
A little bit.
It, James Bond, it always seemed a little too tame in the 80s. Whereas everything was like really, really ramping up on the cocaine and the high intensity.
Like The Shining was, you know?
I was gonna say Stephen King, he's on his roll back then. He's going coke all day. It, it's been a long time since I've read the book, but there's like so much weird things in the Shiny movie that I can't remember if they're in the book or not. Like the dog or the bear or whatever it is, like giving fellatio to the guy on the bed.
Yeah,
Like
what the.
can't remember if that's in the fucking book or not.
Some wild shit going
It,
on in The Shining.
yeah, just really, really strong evocative images.
Also,
That's Kubrick's whole thing.
won't ever be talked about enough. The music, the score for The Shining,
Yeah.
perfect. It
Yep.
perfectly sets up that isolationist feel where you immediately know bad things are going to happen.
Hmm. Yeah. One of the curious things is, did you see Doctor Sleep?
Yeah,
Yeah, sequel, like semi sequel, I guess. They rebuilt the whole inside of the Overlook for that movie,
nice.
and it just does not feel the same.
It gets close, but there's something just a
No,
little
it's like
missing, a little off.
I'm fairly certain it's like to the T exactly
No,
how
I
it was
know.
built.
No, it's built perfectly. I don't want to say
Yeah.
in from a building standpoint, it's beautiful and it's built perfectly. But yeah, you're right. There's just a little gloss. There's just something a little off
Yeah.
about it.
It just does not feel the same when you don't have Kubrick photographing it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
God. The Shining's good, and I avoided this movie for a long time because I was like, oh, The Shining. I was like, meh, and then eventually it was I know how good this is going to be. I need to be in the right place to watch it, and
Yeah,
finally,
the first time I tried watching it, I fell asleep and didn't return to it for like a year.
yeah, and
So,
and I remember when I finally it was just classic. Ab was working nights, and I had nothing better to do. It was a Halloween or winter movie, and I was like, fuck it. It's horror night, and
mhm.
I'm watching The Shining, and I'm watching a bunch of other stuff. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
you
good.
also have like iconic stuff that also still gets referenced, like the blood elevator,
Mm-hmm.
like those really awesome, strong images.
Oh, yeah, it's great. So good. I'll go to something very different. I'll go to 1998, The Mask of Zorro for my number 13.
Wow. Okay.
I fucking love this movie. So, not a comic book movie, but some of the best comic book storytelling you can find is in this movie. Superb example of updating a character for a modern audience while staying faithful to the source material. I adore the approach of two Zorros, each fighting their own personal battles. I think that's a really fun and unique concept. It's also what kind of would work for a Batman property, which I can talk about in a second. I wish we had more movies like this one. Martin Campbell is spectacular at relaunching a character. This is the second time he gets to just relaunch a character and have a lot of fun with it. My love for this movie had me dressing as Zorro for Halloween as a kid, and I would 1,000% do it again because I love this movie.
Yeah. Not that many stars in it. Antonio Bel Antonio Banderas, Anthony Hopkins,
Catherine
Catherine
Zeta-Jones.
Zeta-Jones. That's the only people I can think of in it. Like well known.
Yeah, those are the only
Any
three that sell that movie.
Yeah, I'll look it up real quick
And the
just to
thing is,
make
this
sure.
is not that he wasn't a star, but Catherine Zeta-Jones and Antonio Banderas at the time weren't moving tickets. They were
True.
popular and people liked them,
Yeah.
but they weren't selling tickets. Anthony Hopkins is what sells it from a actor standpoint of moving tickets.
Yeah, there's a couple like that guys in there, but
It,
not many like really
well,
famous
that's what I
people.
like about it. It's a perfect. You only see them as that character. Anthony Hopkins is the only one that you're like, oh,
Mhm.
Spanish Lord Anthony
Yep.
Hopkins. Okay, but he does such a good job with they just go straight for it. They just go,
Yeah.
we see it, we know it, we don't care, moving forward. And
Yeah. It
within
also helps that Antonio Banderas and Catherine Zeta-Jones have never looked better. Like,
they
they're
both
both
are
gorgeous people.
so good looking in this movie. Catherine Zeta-Jones, like I never understood the people that like think she's one of the greatest things that's ever walked the face of this earth.
Mhm.
You watch The Mask of Zorro, you're like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
She
And
is
then, like,
so
Antonio
goddamn
Banderas is
good
like
looking in this.
yeah, Antonio Banderas is like the Don Juan.
Yeah.
Like, he is just a gorgeous person.
Oh yeah, and the thing is this what I loved is they kept faithful to the source material. Like I really do like Zorro as a character. I think he's just such a visually interesting character. Zorro is the inspiration to Batman, so it's not shocking that I like it.
Mhm.
But oh, aristocracy fighting for the poor, has a cave for wears a mask that's all black, has a cave for for a lair. Wonder where
Yeah.
that all came from.
Yeah, it's like Robin Hood to Zorro to the Batman.
You
Yeah.
can see why I like all those characters. They're all
Yeah.
very archetypal in the same archetype, right? So, but I love the fact that they show you kind of the origin, the downfall, and the reclaiming of the legend. I
Oh,
think that's
Rufus Sewell's in that movie, I guess.
who the fuck is that?
Rufus Sewell?
Yeah,
He's the bad guy in Knight's Tale,
is he in that movie?
and he's listed in the cast.
He must be one of the like he must be like a way background character because I would remember him.
Yeah, that's the only name I recognize. That's why I said it.
But that movie's remarkable and also just a great way to modernize. What I don't understand is how they never capitalized on making this a franchise. There is a second one 7 years
Second one
later,
really falls off.
and it falls off, and it's clearly too late. It just comes when
Yeah, way
people
too
don't
late.
care. Because this. I think what one thing that's great is Mask of Zorro comes out a year after Batman and Robin, so superheroes are legitimately at one of, if not their lowest points in Hollywood.
Hmm.
And then this is not a superhero movie, but is so clearly a comic book movie in style, in presentation, and it's done to perfection. And the fact that they didn't just didn't immediately go, we need another one.
Hmm.
We need to do
Yeah,
this.
I that is surprising.
And and then by the time you get back to The Legend of Zorro, which is a horrible movie, you've already seen Blade, X-Men, Spider-Man, Mask or Legend of Zorro comes out the same year as Batman Begins. It's like you took the entire lull
Oh
of
wow,
Batman.
I didn't realize it was that late.
Yeah, I think it's 2005.
Okay, just for reference, Mask of Zorro, 84% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Uh
Now let's look up The Legend of Zorro.
huh.
27%.
It's so
Quite a
bad.
fall off.
And it's 2005, remember? Correct?
Yes, it is 2005. Yep.
Same fucking year as Batman Begins. You took the entire period where you would have had no competition of a character like
Yeah.
that, and you just went,
I would actually love to see like another retake on the Mask of Zorro, like the same kind of story where it's a teacher and then someone who's just learning. I think Diego Luna would be so good in one of those roles.
oh, that'd be
He'd probably
fun.
have to be the mentor because he is probably in his like late 40s, mid 40s probably. But
See, like, I'll finish a thought that I started before and then go back to that.
mhm,
To me, if you ever want to do Nightwing, a proper Robin, or if you ever want to do Batman Beyond, this is the model. You need to have an older Bruce
mhm,
that has to fight his own personal demons, but have the balance to know I need to make another Zorro, but I also need to settle my own shit.
mhm. Yeah,
And
that'd be a good template.
that would be a perfect template for Batman Beyond specifically. Because you could literally just take the entire story and just go, Neo Gotham.
Mhm.
But to that point, I think Diego Luna is perfect fan casting for Zorro.
Yeah.
It's
A
so
younger
good.
Diego Luna would have made such a great Zorro himself.
Oh yeah.
Now I think he's a little too old to do it, but, like, you get him and, like, a younger, Mexican actor or Spanish actor,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
So such a good idea.
Also, a lot of great like, this is still obviously the era of practical sets and practical
A lot of
filmmaking.
great effects in
Like
this shot.
yeah, like, all the action sequences on the sets are awesome. They're like I'm not gonna say they're Indiana Jones level, like the original trilogy
Yeah.
level of Indiana Jones, but they are, like, quality up to that level almost.
Well, what's really cool is that what I love is this movie takes a drama style pace and peppers in action, and then at the end it just runs at breakneck speed. And it's just constant excitement and the shots of everything. It's awesome, and they perfectly blend all three of their main characters to give them some shine, give them something to do where you really root for them, you want them to succeed. It's great. And some of the explosion of the mine looks so good. That's one of those like, explosions
Mhm.
where you're like, that looks good, nice.
Oh, just so you know, Rufus Sewell is one of the main actors in the sequel.
There's okay. There
He
you go.
plays
There's my reason.
he plays Armand, I guess.
It's probably one of the aristocrats.
Yeah, I haven't seen that second one in forever.
I've only watched part of it, and it pissed me off because I love The Mask of Zorro so much.
Yeah. The Mask of Zorro is actually a quality movie, and I remember the second one just being awful,
Yeah,
so
I think Mask of Zorro. I said I debated it in our studio draft. I would take Zorro in a heartbeat because as a franchise, I think there's so much ground to work with. You get some superhero flair, but you don't automatically play in superhero world, so you kind of get the best of both worlds. You don't ever really
Mhm.
have to deal with superhero fatigue, and you have a multicultural star to work with because you're working with a Spanish character or a Mexican character. So you already get that bonus points of something different and you to yourself. Great idea. Why the fuck isn't anyone making a Zorro movie? I can tell you why. It's because Zorro Productions is a pain in the ass to work with. But nonetheless, you should do that shit.
Yeah. Is that in the public domain, Zorro?
Zorro is. So I brought this up in our studio draft a little bit. The Curse of Capistrano, and I want to say the second novel. I know the Curse of Capistrano, which is the first. Maybe the second are in the public domain. The issue is the Zorro Productions company is extremely litigious. So the likeness of Zorro, of what we know as Zorro, is both public domain and extremely litigiously contested. So to make
Ah,
Zorro, you have to like Zorro has been in the public domain for a while. But to make Zorro from a public domain standpoint, you need to make it look inherently different enough where they can't say you stole our Zorro.
sure. Yeah, so it says this is at least what Google says. While the original Zorro stories and the 1920 movie The Mark of Zorro are public domain, Zorro Productions holds the trademarks and copyrights for the name, visual likeness, and character of Zorro.
Right. So it's
Which
not
that's just like so they own everything.
yeah, they once you say we own the name, you're like, "Well, I'm fucked. I can't do anything."
Yeah. I mean, I guess once the oldest Zorro movie that actually has, like, the distinct, look
Yeah.
with the
With the
eyes
mask
and everything, yeah,
yeah.
the mask and the hat and everything. Once that becomes public domain, then you could do it,
Well, a
but
great example is they did a was it Dynamite? Yeah, I think Dynamite Comics did a crossover like 6-issue series, and it was Zorro and Django from Django Unchained, and
ah,
you're like,
that's a good
and but Zorro has like the bandit style bandana mask
oh, like
here,
Bandito.
yeah, and you're like, that ain't Zorro, but at the same time you're like, yeah, Zorro getting to play with Django is pretty cool. I don't fucking
Yeah.
care.
Yeah, that's a good team up.
I was like, that's perfect. Love that shit. So fun. But yeah, I love the Mask of Zorro. I want someone to make a Zorro movie so bad. That'd be one of those if I got to be like a Hollywood player, I'd be like, start greasing the wheels.
Mhm.
Let's make Zorro.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a risky movie though. Cause like I keep thinking of like the King Arthur movie and like the latest Robin Hood with Jamie Foxx
Yeah, but
and
those were,
Taylor Egerton.
but they made the exact same fucking problem that all these guys do. They don't ever go to the source material. They try to make a fun flashbang movie for the
Yeah,
time.
exactly. But that's what I picture Hollywood making, is
And
that
that's
style.
and that's why if I were a power player, I wouldn't let that shit
Mhm.
happen. I'd be like, there's
Yeah,
no modern music in this. I don't want any modern music. Don't fucking do any bullshit. I want anything
yeah.
like that.
I think it's also inherently a bad thing when you start off going, "This is gonna be, like, pure action,"
Yeah.
like adrenaline style, which most stories just don't need that.
The vast majority of stories don't need that and
Yeah.
shouldn't do that.
Yeah, even Die Hard, which is, like, almost pure action, that has a lot of story in there.
Yeah.
So,
I guess you're
okay,
12.
my 12 is No Country for Old Men,
Finally
movie I
watched
talk
this
about.
movie so I can actually
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
about it.
To me, Coen Brothers crowning achievement. I love this movie so much. So tense. The acting is amazing, especially Javier Bardem.
Yes.
Like that is uh the perfect representation of a psychopath.
It's pretty damn good.
Like absolutely no emotion and just killing everyone he comes across for absolutely no reason.
Just because.
Yeah.
Doing it with a cattle prod. Just that's awesome.
Yeah. I don't even know if it is a cattle prod though. Cause he's like at one point he's like actually shooting at Josh
The
Brolin.
early ones are, but not all of them.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck it is later. It's so weird, but regardless, it's an awesome, like, unique weapon to have
Yeah.
because I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
I
It
love when he has, like, the cop where he just lines them up perfectly and tells them to hold there,
yeah.
and he just shoots him right in the head with it.
Uh-huh.
It's just like, man, this guy's a fucking psychopath.
Oh, it's great.
And then when he's choking out the cop at the very beginning, like, his face is, like, scary
Oh
intense.
yeah. No, it's unique. I mean, it makes Javier Bardem. That
Yeah,
movie you don't get
100%.
Javier Bardem. Don't know if it's my favorite Coen Brothers movie. I think I yeah, I'll say I prefer Fargo and Big Lebowski to it,
Yeah, that's fair.
but I think it's I I fell victim to the hype train. It's been talked about so much that.
Sure.
But the thing is, I will say this: the movie as a whole, I was like, I don't know if it's as good as Fargo and Lebowski. No hype can prepare you for Sugar. Like
Mhm.
that's one where no one can really say anything to you and then ruin it to the point where you're like, it's not that good of a villain. You're like, no,
Yeah.
that's a damn good villain.
Yeah, I always talk about how 3 years in a row you get 3 of the most iconic and best villains of all time.
Mm-hmm.
You get Anton Chigurh, you get the Joker, and then you get, Christopher Waltz in Inglourious Basterds.
It's pretty
Like,
damn good.
3 great performances that are also 3 great villains.
Yeah, they're all awesome.
Also, another thing about this movie that, like, it's really easy to not notice while you're watching, there's absolutely no score
Yeah,
at all. It's really
it's
when
a
you actually notice it, you're like, "Whoa, there's been no music this entire fucking movie."
oh yeah, no, it's a very stark reality of that movie. It's just very much it allows you to feel the desolation of the Southwest in a
Mhm.
really really smart way. What state is that set in? Is that set in Texas?
I wanted to say New Mexico, but it might be Texas. Let me look that up.
Because the thing is this: in traveling to West Texas or areas that are exactly like the states in which it will be set in,
Yep, West Texas.
West Texas is so fucking remote and desolate. It's beautiful to be there. It really is. But there's just this really, you do truly feel like you are removed from the world around West Texas
Mhm.
because it is such a stark contrast to a modern world where everything's moving, everything's interwoven, and you just get out there and you're like, there ain't nothing here. And you
Yeah.
can tell why it'd be so difficult to live there. Tell why it'd be so difficult to settle and really feel warmth. It's perfect setting for that
It's
movie.
also I I don't think it ever states this, but it is a period piece
Hmm.
because I think it takes place in the early '80s,
It does.
but, like, I don't think it ever hints at that. Like, nothing about it is, like, obviously period.
You have to be
Whereas
paying attention. You have to be
yeah,
paying
normally,
attention.
like normally they make it pretty fucking obvious when something's set at a certain time, especially the '80s, because they are so iconic.
Yeah.
Like, you think of Stranger Things, where they're just hitting you over the head with '80s
Uh
references
huh.
and shit.
Or they just want you to know this is the '80s. Yeah.
Yeah, like, this is a I think a better way of doing it.
Hmm. It's a damn good movie. It's a damn good movie. I also love Woody Harrelson pops up and you're like, oh, he's gonna be a major player, and then like 10 to 20 minutes later, you're like,
Nope.
nope, he gone.
Yeah. Yep.
I'll take you from a seminal work of the what would you really say No Country for Old Men's genre is? Is that a thriller?
I'd
Is that
say, like, a crime thriller, yeah.
yeah. From a seminal work of a crime thriller, I'm gonna give you quite possibly the original coming of age story. I'll go 1955's Rebel Without a Cause.
Okay.
James Dean. Need I say more? I don't have to, but I'm going to. Such a quirky film because you can kind of see the evolution of acting on display from the classical theatric style toward a modern style of acting. Even in the main two characters, you can see it, which is really interesting. It's part of an early run of trying older films for me, and I'm so thrilled I found this. I I adore Rebel Without a Cause. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, as it's clearly near my top 10.
Mhm.
All right, James Dean. This is the James Dean role. East of
Yeah,
Eden and
100%.
Giant. East of Eden and Giant are both really great, and you can clearly tell there is a charisma and a natural likability to James Dean that virtually nobody else has ever had.
Yeah, it's I mean, at the time, it's him and Marlon Brando.
But
Those are the 2.
but James Dean's performance in Rebel Without a Cause, that is James Dean.
Mhm.
And
And it marks a change in acting style completely.
yeah.
Like, him and Brando really changed acting because before it was, like I don't wanna say big and over theatrical, but it at times, it could
Well, what's funny
go towards
is
that.
he's more understated and more classic style in East of Eden and Giant than he is
Yeah, which is
in
why I think I
Rebel Without
like
a Cause.
Giant the most out of all his performances.
Because it's wild to me, like he still does a lot of the like I always think of "You're tearing me apart," and he's doing the
Uh-huh.
really big over the top. I'm on stage. I'm a stage actor doing the hands like this, and I'm crumpling physically. That's not what you'd see in a modern movie, and that's not what he would
I
do
was
in
gonna
another
say,
movie.
back to us now, that looks
Yeah,
overdone and everything, but I don't think back then it would have.
not as much. But then you have someone like Natalie Wood, who is excellent in this film, and she is very much more of the she's not doing the over the top I'm on stage
Mhm.
performance. Everybody
Also
in this is
also
perfect.
another really tragic actress
God,
story in
yeah,
Hollywood.
dude, Natalie Wood, that fucking sucks, man. She was so good. Anything you see Natalie Wood in, you're like, she's so good. And there's just a natural like she's not very likable for the entire first act of Rebel Without a Cause, and you're still like, I really like her. I want I want to know what's up with her.
Yeah. Well, that whole cast was, like, cursed
Oh yeah.
'cause, James Dean dies really young.
Yep.
Natalie Wood, I think she was in her 40s when she drowned,
Yeah,
or
under mysterious
or
circumstances.
I was gonna say mysteriously drowned. I
T-
do
it,
think it probably was just that, but you never know.
Yeah, but the thing is, you don't know how much of it is now been just taken over as the fable of the media of like you do know.
Yeah. And then Sal Mineo, who's also a great actor in
Yeah,
it,
he's
like the
awesome.
friend, he gets stabbed to death.
Yeah,
And I think he was like 40-ish too. So it's like that cast is just cursed.
that movie in general is kind of cursed from just. people going that way. I did notice, what movie was it? It's Bonnie and Clyde? It's either Bonnie and Clyde or Butch and Sundance. The cop from Rebel Without a Cause that's always trying to help him is in that movie, is in one of those movies, and I was
Huh.
just like, nice, because immediately I popped again because I was like, yo, it's the guy from Rebel Without a Cause.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Oh no,
look up the cast real quick.
North by Northwest. I think he's in North by Northwest.
Oh, okay, okay. Um, oh, Dennis Hopper's in Rebel Without a Cause.
Yes, he is.
I do
I
not
always
remember
forget
him
about
in
it,
that
but
at
you
all.
notice it immediately. Well, it's also funny because through evolution of time, when they start changing the billing to try to sell it over and over again, he
Uh-huh.
just continually climbs, and you're like, he
Yeah.
doesn't do anything. He's not important. He's just
Well, I
one of the
mean,
greasers.
other than James Dean, he's probably the most well-known actor in it now. But
Oh yeah, yeah,
it is weird. I don't remember him at all in that movie.
yeah. I adore Rebel Without a Cause.
It also looks gorgeous.
It's so
Like it's
good.
got that Technicolor look to it, which
Yes,
I always love.
I love that those last shots in the planetarium. They're just shot so well, and again, all three of their principal actors are so screwed up mentally
Hmm.
that most people would be like, I want nothing to do with them. And yet all you want to do is help them. You just want to root for them because you know they've had a rough go.
I don't think I'm curious because I don't think Rebel Without a Cause got nominated for anything, which
Which
is
is
weird to me.
which is bullshit because it's
Oh,
awesome.
okay, nominated for 3 Oscars. Best Supporting Actor for Sal Mineo, Best Supporting Actress for Natalie Wood, and then Best Screenplay or Best Writing. So, not no James Dean love there.
As much as I love James Dean and Natalie Wood, I would say the performance is Salminio's performance.
I think he's amazing in everything I've seen him in, which is not that much, but he's always great.
Yeah. And again, a shame. What a great
Also,
actor.
Rebel Without a Cause is 100% better than what won Best Picture that year, which is a movie called Marty. It's like literally one of the worst Best Picture winners to me. It's not good at all
I'm
in my
glad to hear
opinion.
that because I was going to argue that blindly just because I like Rebel Without a Cause.
No,
So
out of everything that I can think of from 55, Rebel Without a Cause is better than it. So, but that happens all the time with the Oscars. So,
yeah, no, this is the James Dean performance. If someone said, "Why should I? Who's James Dean? Why is he still referenced?" Be like, just go watch Rebel Without a Cause. You'll understand.
yeah. Yeah, because it's hard to recommend Giant when it's so fucking long.
In East of Eden, you don't get it. You like
Yeah,
you
East of
get it
Eden.
if you're looking for it, but you don't really.
Yeah. I don't love East of Eden all that much, but he's good in it though.
Yeah, yeah, no, he's great in it, but yeah, it's yeah. James Dean, what a guy, what a guy. All right, take us
Okay.
to your
Uh
number 11.
my number 11, we're not going to talk about, I'm almost certain, is Back to the Future.
We'll talk about that on the next episode.
Okay. Yep. We can save it all for then. We'll
Uh,
just say literally one of the most iconic movies of all time.
yeah. Could that be the safest movie of all time to show anybody? Like you just know you are guaranteed that whoever you show it to, they'll
Oh, in
enjoy
terms
it.
of yeah, in terms of enjoyability, 100%.
I can't think of another movie that you could walk into a room of anybody and just go, "All right, I had to recommend a movie. Back to the Future." I can't see anyone being like, "What?
Yeah.
Back to the Future?" Maybe like everyone would leave and going like, "That's a pretty good movie."
Yeah, honestly, I can't think of another. Maybe Raiders of the Lost Ark, maybe.
Yeah, maybe Raiders. I and even still, I think Raiders because it's an adventure film. You might get some people like, I don't like this as much,
Sure.
which is wrong, but nonetheless, uh, yeah, I would say it's Back to the Future is there. I don't want to say it's of the same quality, but I think of a modern context, I have not met a single person that doesn't love Top Gun Maverick. They both have that
Yeah.
feel of just like everyone loves Top Gun Maverick. Everybody loves Back to the Future. If you don't love I remember one time Ab said, "I'm not crazy about Back to the Future." I was like, "You shut up! Don't you dare say that ever again." She's like,
Hey,
"I like Back to the Future. I just don't love it as much as you." I was like, "That's fine. You can say that. But don't ever say
apparently,
you don't like Back to the
seven
Future."
per apparently 7% of critics don't like Back to the Future. It's got
7%.
93% on Rotten Tomatoes,
You should find those critics, and we should never allow them to critique a movie ever again.
which is really weird because I'm pretty sure it, Rotten Tomatoes works as an aggregate.
It
So it's
does.
like that means 7% of the critics said that Back to the Future was less than 3 out of 5 stars,
Here's the other thing: is
which is crazy to me.
Rotten Tomatoes does have a problem. It now allows for modern critique. It doesn't just take
True.
old critique. So there's a lot of people, unfortunately, just like anything else in this world, there's a lot of people now that they grew up in the era of, oh my God, Back to the Future, and they watch it and they're like, and they already go in with this tainted, it's not that good. And they go out like, this is not that special. I'm like, you don't understand then. You just don't get it. This is not like, no, shut the fuck up. It's so good.
Yeah.
But
All
that
right,
number
last
11
one.
on there, Back to the Future. And good time save there as well. Number 11, we'll finish the conversation that we started earlier. It is Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring from 2001.
Okay, I was expecting it to be in the top 10.
You'll see a real love of a character in the next 10 movies.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes, so the beginning of the greatest fantasy story ever told. Never has a book been so expertly adapted for the screen prior to this, and I think the only time it's ever been done better is Return of the King. Although I would still argue that Return of the King takes it in a very close battle for the title of better film. There's something just so magical about this first entry. Way Middle Earth comes to life and makes you want to go on your own adventure is second to none. Watching this movie legitimately changed my life. No genre storytelling has ever been able to capture my imagination more than fantasy, and it's because of Fellowship of the Ring. Every time I hike, I sing a tune from Fellowship of the Ring because I just want to be a small part of it. It's. I remember buying a VHS copy of Fellowship of the Ring. I didn't even see this in a theater. And it came out on VHS, and I saw swords, fantasy setting. I went, and I think I saw a picture of one of the Nazgul on on the black horse chasing Arwen. I just went, I want that. And Dad knew something about Lord of the Rings. He's like, I don't think you're gonna like that. I was like, I want this, and I just took out what money I had in my wallet and I bought it. One of the best decisions I've ever made because it's truly my favorite
Yeah,
story of all time. I
I when it was releasing, I do remember not being all that interested in it. I
yeah
think I was just too young at the time
yeah
because I would have been 7
yeah
and when Fellowship came out. That's a little too young to actually understand, like, the whole weight of the ring and, like, the temptation and all that.
yeah.
It's a little too young for that stuff, but the more the older I get, the more I appreciate those movies.
It's never been done better. It hasn't. That setting, that genre. I've said this many times for many other things on the podcast or just in general. I don't believe in the, generally speaking, 99.9% of the time, I hate when people say the original is always better. It can't be topped. Or well, it's already peaked. You can never do better than. Like, because then I think it's just a reductive, then why do it?
Mhm.
Like, very rarely will somebody ever play basketball to even challenge the title of Michael Jordan, or now people want to say LeBron. But, like, no one since Michael Jordan has been Michael Jordan. But if all
Mhm.
you ever say is no one can be Michael Jordan, then that just erases the possibility that it happens, so why do it? Right?
Sure.
Like, same thing as I hate people who want to just say, well, the original Star Wars, everything starts with Star Wars, so Empire can't be better. I'm like, no, Empire is legitimately a better movie. It
Yeah.
just
Well,
factually is.
I actually do think The Return of the King is the better film.
I agree.
I just like Fellowship more.
Right. I think Return of the King is better, and when I say like, I'm talking 99% over 100,
Exactly.
versus
Exactly.
100% over 100. This is one of the few examples I believe in where I just go, you can't do fantasy better than those three films. It can't. I find it so high, and if it ever happens, I'll be the happiest fucking camper in the world. I want people to
Mhm.
try. I want people to be in that world.
Yeah. Also, I really do think it's worth reading the books because you see how many changes for the positive
Yes,
Peter Jackson and them made. Like, I didn't realize how far they went to change some of the stuff,
right, and it's
which is like,
and it's
because most people think,
done for the
oh,
betterment of
it's,
everybody.
yeah, it's based on the book, so it's going to be pretty close. There are some things that are really like word for word the same,
Yeah,
like some of the lines and stuff. But then there's a lot of changes in there. Like
and the change,
Sauron actually has a body in the Lord of the Rings. Like he's a real person,
right.
and like the biggest change I always think of, which makes complete sense to change, is how Frodo has the ring for 10 years before anything happens. Like to make the urgency of the task that
Also,
much better.
correction. He has it for 17 years before
Oh,
anything
okay.
happens,
Yeah.
and you're
It's
just like,
like
what?
that's one of those things where when I was reading it, I was like, "What? This does not make any sense to me." But
It's one of those that you just go, what the fuck was Gandalf doing?
yeah,
And you get it as a reader, and it's still a wildly enriching story. But Peter Jackson talks about it in interviews all the time. You can't have Tom Bombadil. It just doesn't work.
yeah, that would not work at all.
I love the Tom Bombadil interactions. I think they're super fun. I think it's great as a book. But that is a perfect, like, to me, when you talk about the changes that are made, that's the thing that people need to focus on more, especially after you read the books. There is a distinct tone change at Rivendell where this is, and it's intentional. And the thought process behind it is theoretically Bilbo was writing the first part of it, just as Bilbo was narrating the entire Hobbit. And he has a very whimsical style of writing.
Yes.
And then by Rivendell, Bilbo's no longer there. He doesn't know anything what's going on. So Frodo
Mhm.
then becomes the writer of the Lord of the Rings, and he
Yeah.
has a much more serious, down to earth tone about what he's doing, and hence the reason the tone shifts so much. But that's a perfect example of why mediums are different and why you can do things in a book and you can't do them in a movie. Or if you did, bad things generally are going to be a result of your movie. If they include Tom Bombadil, that movie's not the same.
Tom Bombadil would probably work in The Hobbit, that tone,
Yes.
but in Lord of the Rings, it would be so fucking weird to have him thrown in.
Right. And the other thing is, think of how efficient. It's so funny to say a 3 hour movie is efficient,
Oh, it is.
but think of how efficient even the telling of the end of the Second Age is, and the whole journey of the ring through the beginning of the
Yeah.
Third Age. Like, they tell the entire fucking Battle of the Last Alliance.
Yeah. Well, I think other than like the Star Wars obviously has the iconic crawl,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think there's a better prologue than Lord of the Rings to
I'd
set
agree.
up a story.
I'd agree with that.
Because it takes, well, what, 5 minutes?
You understand who your main villain is and what the biggest threat is, like that, but you
And
know that thousands of years have passed, so you know this is a
yeah,
huge problem.
and you
So
know
well.
the MacGuffin is already set up.
Mm-hmm. It's
So
it is a
also,
perfect adaptation.
I should say I think they got really, really, I don't know if lucky is the right word, but they definitely lucked out by replacing Aragorn.
Yes, they did.
Because what was it, Stuart?
Stuart
T-
Townsend.
yeah, which, if you don't know, he's from the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Queen of the Damned, like that's what he's most
Yeah.
famous for. And yeah, he
I
just
cannot
doesn't fit.
picture him as Aragorn. He just does not have the same.
Again, you can see the strokes of luck that go into movie making. Is they said we need you here. He like Viggo Mortensen had 24 hours
Yeah.
to decide whether he was going to devote 2 years of his life and move his family to a different country or
Mhm.
2 years of his life
Yeah,
to
and
go
everyone
make
can thank
this.
his son for
Oh yeah,
him deciding on it,
because his
so
son was like, "Wait, you could be Aragorn?" He's like,
yeah.
"Yeah, we got to go do this." And it's like that's so special to do
Yeah.
this.
I can and then, like, Sean Connery was supposed to play Gandalf.
Hmm.
It's like, that again, that's just a wrong choice.
Yeah.
Like, I can look at that and say, "That would just not work, I'm
The thing is,
sorry."
is like I can see the line of thinking of like we take this old action star that's been here. We've now seen him
Sure.
in Indiana Jones as more of the fatherly, wise figure. He clearly can do these kinds of roles, but he brings a gruffness that Gandalf can't have. Gandalf has a gruffness to him,
Yes.
but Gandalf always. I don't think Sean Connery ever has the warm-hearted appeal that Ian McKellen's portrayal has.
I was gonna say, that's the exact thing that I was gonna say is, like, the Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings movies, the word I would describe them as most is, like, there's a warmth to them,
Yes.
and Sean Connery and Stuart Townsend do not give that.
No.
And Viggo Mortensen and Ian McKellen are, like, perfect choices for that.
And the thing is this, like I know it's been the butt of jokes, but the warmth is so evident with the cast members and their portrayals in
Yeah.
which like the cast all got matching fellowship tattoos
Mhm.
together. Like John Rhys Davies was the only one. It's because he wasn't there, so his stunt double did it. So they're like, "Yeah,
Oh, I
come on,
didn't
do
know
it."
that.
Yeah, he was like the only one that wasn't present. I don't think he said no. He's just like he wasn't there to do it, but they all got the tattoos together. But it's so abundantly clear all of them are friends, truly love each other and care for each other, and it shows in the movie. But the fact that they showed growth through all of those characters through one movie and achieved it so there is a truly satisfying end to the Fellowship of the Ring, and then still had the character growth shown in Two Towers and Return of the King to get you to those moments that everybody knows and loves.
Mhm.
It's
Also
impeccable.
also another change that they made from the book is, like, Aragorn gets the sword,
Yes.
the one that's
He
reforged,
gets it right away.
immediately in the books. It's just it makes so much more sense that he gets it at that final part where he's actually truly embodying, like, the king that he's supposed to be.
And I will say, one creative liberty they did take is when I read it, I can understand why some people have this interpretation, but I do not. Aragorn does not struggle wanting to be king in the book. It's always
Oh, in the book, definitely not.
no, he wants to reclaim the legacy. He
Yes.
does have some guilt of, well, my line failed. Am I going to fail? But it's not what it shows in the movie. And the fact that they
Yeah.
take the little bits that of the guilt that he already has built in his character and he has to overcome them is vital to the success, which
Yeah.
is why
In the
we
book,
we've
Aragorn
said it
has
before. I think the movies are better because
I
there are
I
more
think so.
satisfying character ends and journeys
Yeah.
as
In the
much as
book
they are.
in the book, Aragorn has a very, like, physical character arc where it's
Yes.
like he starts one thing and then he becomes king.
Yeah.
But in the movies, it's definitely a physical and also a emotional arc,
Right.
which that's what you need.
And also incredibly smart to make Arwen actually present. She's never present in the
Yes.
book outside of just the little bits in Rivendell and at
Yeah.
the end of the Return of the King. You don't hear about Arwen ever, which is why
Mhm.
sometimes in Two Towers you can kind of go like, what does Aragorn, what does Arwen have to do with? Why is she on screen in Two Towers? It's like no, we just got to keep this alive so it matters.
Yeah. Also, you do want reminders of, like, because there is, like, a semi love triangle set
Yes.
up. So like it is nice to get Arwen in there because it's obviously Aragorn never actually feels any pull towards
Eowyn, yeah.
Eowyn,
Yeah.
but yeah,
No, it is
it's nice
good.
to see.
It's good to see it. Also, I didn't say it in the Return of the King, but all the groundwork is laid in Fellowship of the Ring.
Hmm.
That scene where they all just bow to our four
Yep,
hobbits.
yep.
Not a
My
dry
friends,
eye.
you bow to no one.
Oh God,
It's the best line in the world.
I have
It's
tears in
like
my eyes right now thinking about it. It's so
it's like
good.
such a powerful moment. I the only thing I will argue is people always say who's the better wizard, Gandalf or Dumbledore? And I've come to the conclusion Dumbledore's a better wizard than Gandalf is, but Gandalf is much more of a powerful being than Dumbledore.
I can
Because
accept that
Gandalf does
argument.
not use his magic enough. That's my big gripe with him.
I will say the one thing that I've always struggled with in Lord of the Rings, and it's far more of you can tell you need to understand it from an age and maturity standpoint, is the magic's a little tough because we're so used to the crafty magic of
Yep,
hands and things of that nature, and so much the magic in Lord of the Rings is it just kind of pops up out of nowhere,
yep,
and it's just physical beings using their spirit against each other, but you can't really see
mhm,
it. It's not tangible,
yeah,
and like the Hobbit
yeah,
shows a
and then
little
you
bit more
also
of the
get like,
whiz bang pow magic of Gandalf with like the
yeah,
lighting of the pine cones on fire and turning them into grenades and shit. Like,
hmm,
but yeah, Gandalf doesn't use his magic all that much that you can
yeah.
actually really tell and see. But in a fight, Dumbledore would get his ass kicked by Gandalf in a
I
heartbeat.
completely agree. I completely agree with that. But I'm just saying, as a wizard, I think Dumbledore's better.
But yeah, Gandalf's. Oh, I love Gandalf.
Also, Gandalf is like a literal angel
Yes,
in the Middle Earth story.
yes.
Like it's very clear,
I
like
saw a meme.
rooted in rooted in religion.
I saw a meme just like 2 days ago, and it's like it's a wonder Sam didn't have to do more heavy lifting earlier because it just goes through the Fellowship, and it's just minor, my or aristocracy, higher aristocracy, semi royalty, like through the hobbits. Then it just goes.
Hmm.
It's got like Gimli, royalty, Legolas, legitimate royalty, and
Yeah,
then Boromir, essential royalty at that
yeah,
point, legitimate angel. High king royalty, and it's like the
yep,
only one of the working class that is in that movie or is in that
yep.
story is Sam.
He's the
But
gardener.
it's during a time and it's set in a time where royalty doesn't just mean we sit on our ass and make the working class
Yeah,
do something. But yeah, it's just funny, and also the oh, I'll always get tears in my eyes when I see Sam at the end of Fellowship of the Ring. He's willing to drown just to try to help his friend.
yep.
I
Well,
love Sam's the
Sam has
best.
like the most moments out of the entire trilogy.
Sam's legitimately the best character except maybe Gandalf. It's whether you prefer a little bit more of the
My
surprise elements of
Yeah,
Gandalf, or do you really like the journey of Sam? And to me, I think
yeah,
Sam's journey is by far the most rewarding.
yeah.
And
When I finished the books, did a journal entry of the day, and I said, I think you come to the realization that when you're a kid, all the other characters are the true heroes of the trilogy. But then as an adult, you realize Sam is the true hero of Lord of the Rings.
Sam is the hero. Yes. No,
Yeah.
it's there is so it goes back to the sizzle and steak thing that I bring up from time to time on the show. Everybody is the sizzle. There's steak to
Yeah.
them too. I don't want to get them wrong. But Sam is the steak. Sam
Hmm.
is the one that you just go, he makes it. And when Sam Samwise Gamgee, I fucking love. Three Sean Astin movies in my top 20 right here, friends.
Also, real quick, I would really highly recommend the audiobooks of Lord of the Rings
Okay.
because Andy Serkis does the voices on all of them.
Ooh,
It's so great.
does he do
Like
Gollum?
obviously,
I was
and
gonna
it's
say.
awesome. But like he'll do like Pippin, and he sounds literally just like Billy Boyd. Like, it's crazy how accurate some of the voices are.
Sweet.
It's really great.
Yeah, and I just love that no one talks negatively about being on the Lord of the Rings movie trilogy.
No, they all love it,
They all
yeah.
love it. Like Kate Blanchett is the one I've only heard. She doesn't say anything negative. It's just a
Yeah, she just
realistic
said she
statement.
didn't get paid.
She didn't get paid that well, but the reward but she always comes back to say the reward was getting to be a part of this and to
Mhm.
make everybody bigger and better. Everybody went on to have better lives because of that.
That's another reason I don't think Sean Connery would've worked.
Yeah. He's not
He
very
just
it's not very nice to be on set with.
he's not a personable person.
No. Especially for someone like Kate Blanchett, because he fucking is a chauvinist pig.
True, very true.
Oh yeah, no, Fellowship of the Ring, love you so much. Fellowship of the Ring, so good, it's so good. But that is our top 120 through 11. We have 10 movies each to get through, and the top 10 is going to be split. So the episodes probably won't be as long as they were today, but they'll still be a little bit longer because we're going to gush about our top movies. And as I already promised, Back to the Future will be as a part of that conversation as we talked about today. So we're going to have a lot of fun doing that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, if you want to get the recaps of everything or want to watch more, go watch the old episodes. It will be in a playlist on YouTube as well. You can catch it on Spotify. There's always all kinds of great playlists, including you can go see the entire playlist, the greatest action scene tournament of all time. You might see some Lord of the Rings and some Indiana Jones and some Mission Impossible in that playlist as well. So go check out all that good stuff there. But this has been fun for Dylan and myself. Peace, love, and hugs to you all. Go watch a great movie. Goodbye!